National STOL hops eastward today to Hartford, Wisconsin, at an airport known for yellow airplanes, and where STOL pilots come for some of the best grass this side of the Mississippi. Some say that Hartford is taildragger paradise, but pilots would do well to heed the warnings of competitors past. If historic crosswinds hold true, even this beautiful place can bite. Over 40 pilots will compete for legend status this weekend. The adventure class sees the return of Micah Lindstrom to the series as his new steed challenges Babcock, Busenitz, and Tanner McIntyre. In the Backcountry class, it's Husky versus Cessna as Clemens and Shearer come after Peterson and Pohl. Sport class is 10 light aircraft deep with Zeniths, Kitfoxes, Rands, and everything in between. And in the unlimited class, Jared Garrettson looks to continue his unrelenting advance against McIntyre, Stockman, and a new threat from Alaska. It's time to chop, plop, and drop. Pre-flight's complete. Let's get these birds airborne. National STOL's Sodbusters starts right now. And welcome everybody to National STOL Sodbusters STOL 2026. My name's Ryan Dombrowski. That's Cam Walton, and we are gearing up for practice here today at Hartford, Wisconsin. Beautiful. I was going to say a beautiful day because I feel like that's what you got to say when you're announcing something like this. But honestly, southeastern and central Wisconsin having a bit of a tough go in terms of the weather.
Yeah, it's a little bit smoky out here, huh?
Little smoky. We've got smoke coming down from Canada, blowing down from those wildfires. Sounds like the Boundary Waters canoe area in Minnesota is getting absolutely slammed with fire right now. So that's all been coming down yesterday. My home airport was just down the road, by the way, had a visibility cam of a quarter mile. That's it. That's how thick the smoke was.
Yeah, I encountered the smoke in Illinois driving up from Arkansas, so it was pretty surprising because I wasn't expecting it at all.
So the good news is that it's all pushing out. It's pushing away from us. We actually have some wind today coming out of, I think, the west-ish. And so that's going to really help us get the smoke out of the way. That's also great news for the world's largest air show, which is just north of us, EAA's Oshkosh Air Venture. That kicks off starting Monday.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I look forward to it every year.
It's the big aviation homecoming, and so this is a little bit of like the pregame, the pre-party, the little STOL family reunion before we head up to the big show all next week. So, folks, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to see today. Again, we are at Hartford Municipal Airport, Hotel X-Ray Foxtrot on your sectional. We're going to be doing practice in just a little bit. I see we've got, what do we got over there, Cam? I see a Zenith. I see a Kitfox.
Yeah.
Maybe a
Husky. Yeah.
This beast right in front of the booth right here. Badlands Traveler is going to play with them for some reason.
Ooh.
We're actually also very exciting this year. The airport was able to provide a new turf runway for us. We used to operate on 1836. And now we've got this I think this is where the old runway used to be. They had a runway change a few years ago, and I think where the old runway used to be, they rolled this out, this sod here, so it's a new runway for us. But the biggest thing that we're excited for is that historically Hartford has had a lot of crosswind.
Okay, yeah. I distinctly remember it. We've got some awesome takeoffs from here just because of that crosswind, honestly.
We also had some tailwinds a couple of years ago that were a little bit challenging for folks. And so pilots are excited to be over on this new runway here that they've built. I believe it's like around like 2.7, maybe 2.9 is technically the orientation of this. But it's this little kind of off airport little area here. We've had camping here before, and they rolled it all out, and it's absolutely beautiful for us. So big thanks to the folks here at Kylie's Cub Air Flight. Steve Krogh, my old flight instructor, helping us pull that together. And, we're just gearing up for practice here. Cam, I feel like we should just check in with folks. Maybe they don't maybe it's the first time they're seeing this.
Oh man, yeah. Well, welcome.
What is this? Like, how do we? What is National STOL?
Let's show them.
Erickson.
Takeoff and landing competitions are simple. We have the pilots here competing in separate classes to get the lowest score possible. As you see behind me, we have the start-finish line, so let's start with the takeoff. This runway is marked with a start-finish line, and as a competitor parks their main gear on the line, they apply power and position their aircraft to get off the ground as soon as possible. Once their main gear leaves the ground, a line judge will mark their takeoff score using the measuring line along the side. This score will be added to the pilot's landing score on this heat. The landing is in two parts. It's either over the line and counted, or if the pilot's main gear touches down before the line, or even touches the line, this heat score is scratched and results on a landing disqualification, and the pilot will have to rely on another takeoff and landing score to get them on the podium. A quick look at our aircraft shows we have two types of landing gear: tricycle and tail draggers. On the tail dragger aircraft, the score is marked from the two main wheels toward the front of the airplane. And for tricycle landing gear, the score is marked by the two main gear in the rear of the aircraft. It's a fierce competition out here, but at the end of the day, it's all about building better and safer pilots in the skies. It's a great day for STOL competitions. Let's get it started.
Always about building safer pilots. That's the name of the game. Once you get your private pilot's license, then it's all about you being a safe pilot from there until the end of your abilities to fly.
Got some guys hanging out with hot dogs? They got hot dogs over there?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, hot dog guys.
What's up?
So wait, are you hot dog people or are you brat people? I don't know how to make it. Thumbs up for hot dogs, thumbs up for brats, thumbs down for hot dogs. Which one are you? Brats, the hot dogs.
Okay.
They're kind of mixed. They make both. Wow, I had to figure that one out on the fly. Great to have the tubular meat people here watching practice here in Hartford. And so, yeah, basically what we're doing here is we're simulating, Cam. We're just simulating landing on a sandbar.
Yep.
Our good friend Corey Robin kind of gave me that metaphor a couple years ago, and I think it's a great idea. So if you land too short, like if you land where that Husky is right now, we're simulating landing in the drink, taking a little bath,
some water,
and then if you don't brake hard enough, you're going to go off the other side. We have a lot of room here. It's very safe operating environment, but that's what we're doing. It sounds like Race Control's getting ready to release us into practice here at Hartford.
Yeah, looks like we have Clayton on the line, or pulling up to the line here in just a moment.
Yeah, a little bit of a mixed heat to start things off. Sometimes practice will do a heated practice and have everyone all lined up together. Today we've got a little bit of a mixed bag to start things. So yeah, we do have that Husky up front.
Yeah. I actually work with him at Aero News Network. We just introduced each other, or we just met face-to-face for the first time. We've always been on Zoom calls up until now.
And so that makes a lot of sense now as I get myself booted up and myself out in front of the airplane. So we've got Clayton Wheaton out front in the Husky A1B. So it would be the rookie class practice.
Yeah.
So I see Clayton out there. I see we've got a Zenith out there that's not listed in the rookie class. We'll figure who that is in a second. But then I've got, it says here, Steve Sly is what I hear from Race Control. But then we've got someone named Major Dibble.
And that's his. I think that's his real name.
That's his real name?
Yeah. So I saw.
It's not a pseudonym?
I saw them flying up on ADSB, and I clicked on his airplane, and it said that it was owned by Major Dibble.
Owned by Major Dibble. Well, that is a story we need to figure out by tomorrow. I knew a firefighter once named Lieutenant Dribbles.
Okay.
Dribbles.
That's his real name?
That's his real name. Anyways, thanks, folks. Thanks for hanging with us. so Clayton Wheaton's going to be up on the line now. We're going to hear that engine spool up. He's rolling down the runway. Tails coming up. Flaps down, popping off the ground. That is a very respectable takeoff for a rookie.
Yeah, absolutely. He's no stranger to the backcountry. He does a lot of backcountry flying in his area of New York, where he's based out of. Up next we have, say, Steve Fly. With a beautiful Zenith.
And the thing I want to notice about that was really cool to see up close here. So one of the things that happens with STOL airplanes is they sometimes, especially even in my Cessna, right, you're taking off maybe before the plane's really flying because you're in ground effect. And less necessary there with Major Dibble, but like with the Zenith there, plane was off the ground, but definitely not ready to fly above maybe 10 feet above the ground.
Yeah.
And so you saw Major? You saw? No, that was Major. You saw Scott push forward on the stick, lower the nose to stay closer to the ground and build up speed, and then climb out of ground effect. Ground effect is basically, folks, this little cushion of air that happens closer to the ground. Woo! So that's Badlands doing Badlands things.
Yep, just hopping in the air. Nothing special for it.
Nothing special.
That aircraft is what won its division in Valdez. Yeah. It's like the penultimate STOL competition. Or it's like the ultimate, STOL competition.
I think we're the ultimate STOL.
I think we're the ultimate STOL series for sure. They
do it on hard surface.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Come on. I love Valdez. Valdez, call me. All right, anyway. Low and to your left from the crowd, here comes the Husky. Ooh, there we go. Good by our line judge there, and now heavy on the brakes. And stop.
Nice. That's great for Clayton Wheaton. It's cool being on this side of
we can hear the line judges yell out the numbers. So 241 on that landing. Now look at the Zenith hovering in. Nice little headwind for the Zenith to work with here. Good over the line now. Get it down. Plopped and dropped. Sliding on those mains. Keeping it straight. Bucking Bronco style. That was fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
First landing for Steven as well.
It's not our first time seeing him fly.
It's not our first time?
No, I think he's been here at Hartford before.
Okay. Clayton's first time, but not Steven. I do like that maroon on that Zenith, though.
Yeah, it looks nice. Major Dibble.
Very short landing.
I feel like tomorrow I'm going to have so many jokes. Like Dibble Dribble, Double Bubble.
We all know it's coming.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, this is what we do.
So Steven was here last year, and I feel like if we went back to the replays, we're already seeing a big improvement on these landings compared to last year.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There we go, getting it straightened out. Real high alpha now. Dropping it down. Little touch of the brakey brakes. No, we're going to roll on the way out.
Yeah, he hit a nice little swirly out there. just a moment ago. Threw him off his balance. But he got it squared away.
Got it squared away.
Yeah.
I love being on the side by the line judges.
Yeah, this is
I didn't
cool.
realize how much they yell at each other. It is awesome. It's been 6 years of this. This is the first time I think I've ever been this close to the line judges. And it is just a pure delight.
Yeah. All right, we're getting our pilots reset. So I think, just like you like to say, we're going to see these landings and takeoffs get consistently shorter and shorter and shorter as pilots get better and get it all dialed in. And then ultimately tomorrow we're going to see them rally through.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so let's talk about it a little bit. What we've seen so far, Clayton Wheaton out in front with 395 feet. Major Dibble with 407, kind of just right nipping at his... Dibbing it? No. Nipping. I got to workshop. I'm going to workshop some stuff tonight. I'm sorry, Major. It's what you get. Like, what a... It's got... Like, I was Crying Ryan. That was my nickname. Or like my dad called me Rye Bread.
I like that.
Friends
That's cool,
called me Crying Ryan because I cried a lot. So I shouldn't be making fun of the name. It's a great name. Major Dibble. It's like, man, it's like it's very good. Seth Kraft, a little sporty on that short final there with a total of 1,141 feet. And I'm not sure where Steve's score is. We'll get... Oh, there we go. Steven, there we go. Down in the sport class. Actually out in front of all of them with a combined score of 246. I'm guessing Steven's going to be flying in the sport class tomorrow.
Yes, looks like it.
So right now we're kind of teeing up what it's going to be for the rookies. Now the rookie class, a great class... One of my favorites, actually. And the reason is it shows how once you become proficient with your airplane, you can come out and fly in a little bit less of an aggressive environment. You get a little bit of mentorship from some of the other pilots. National STOL through Lift Aviation is going to give you a helmet, so you don't have to invest in that right away. You can kind of
get a feel for it,
into it, see what you need to do before you buy a competitive helmet, and then you can go race, you can go compete. And that to me is one of the special things about National STOL is you can really have this accessibility to the sport, and it's going to make you a better pilot.
Yeah, we're not just going to throw you to the wolves with no help at all.
I just want everyone to know, I think I'm normally the one that makes the puns here, but Cam just had a pretty good one. He said, throw you to the wolves as the Husky took off, which is technically a dog, but wolves are dogs?
Right?
Not well done, Cam.
Yes,
See, we're
thank you.
easing in. We're practicing, too, as we get ready for this great competition this weekend. While we get the next aircraft up on the line, want to say hi to a couple folks. Angela Douglas in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry, Major. She says, if dribble scratches, is it called a scribble? She's got the best one so far. Oh, man, he's gonna deck us after this. Noah Goldstein in the chat. I miss you all. Karen National STOL in the chat saying, looking sporty already. Yes. Here's Steve now. And those slats, look how he can work those slats. And now he's up high. You can see he's running out of ground effect, and he pitches that nose down, gets up to flying speed, and he's cranking it over.
Yeah, that was really cool. That airplane is going to show you exactly where ground effect is.
Whoa, look at that one. Major dropping a major bomb on that one. Off, super short. Zvomir says hi. Hello from Serbia. Zvomir, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Great to have our international audience spooling up.
I see what you did there. Right as the Badlands was taking off.
Cat Blue Flame. Tubular Meat, Ryan Dombrowski, 2026. That is a thing I said live on the internet. All right, everybody. And, of course, Cat Blue Flame. Got to say hi to Cat. We got to say hi to Jeremy Macbeth.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Jeremy?
Ingo is here from Germany. Red Baron Modeling is here. Byron's here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Lots of great faces, and I love that the international audience is showing up again for another National STOL event. Folks, if you want to vote for your favorite pilot that you see competing this weekend, you can go to vote.nationalstol.com, vote.nationalstol.com. We run secure elections here at National STOL, so you can vote with confidence. Voting closes tomorrow, Saturday, at the end of competition. So right after the end of the unlimited class, voting will close. You go to vote.nationalstol.com to vote for your favorite pilot. Maybe it's one of these rookies. Maybe it's one of the unlimited pilots.
All right. Clayton's carrying a little bit of speed. He's over the line good, looks like. Can get it stopped.
And that right there is the biggest challenge for the rookies, right? Especially in the tail dragger airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
In the intro video, you heard me talk about how this airfield can bite. And I don't know if it's this airfield, but it's definitely this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? And it's always a little tumultuous with the weather. We are summertime in Wisconsin. And so we've had a little bit of issue here with people going up on the nose at Hartford because of those winds. Hopefully our kind of solid headwind today is going to really help us with that.
Yeah.
But you see the rookies, they get heavy on those brakes. The tail wants to come up, and that is a skill. I'm not comfortable in a tail dragger balancing that yet.
Me neither,
Little
not
burst
yet.
of power from Steve. Thank you. Not yet. Yep, getting it left, getting it right. He is working for it in the cockpit right now. Lots of movement there.
Nice.
And he was really fighting that thing. There's a question that I heard kind of thrown out behind us about brake effectiveness on the right side, like trying to keep it steered and not braking too. If you lose your right brake, yeah, he's taxiing back. So I'm going to guess that he is looking for some brake repairs. We'll get the official word from race control in a second. But expertly handled then, because what you see a lot of times, Cam, right? We've seen it a million times is people hit both brakes. One's not working. Guess which way you go?
In that direction.
Yeah. So that's the so well done by Steve if that's the case.
Okay. Yeah. So you just called it. Race control in our ears said that Alpha 2 is going back to the pits. He lost his right brake.
So he did lose his right brake. I don't want to take full credit. I think it was Pat McIntyre in my ear.
Oh, no!
Okay, and that is a bummer. So that's going to be a red flag as we're up on the nose, and I feel like I feel somewhat responsible. I feel somewhat responsible for that, talking about how that's an issue for our rookie pilots. So that, the good news about that, folks, and again, everyone here in the crowd, just hang tight. You can see it's not a very dramatic thing happening right now. It is that it's a slow, low-impact incident when a nose over like that happens. And so it looks like everyone's A-okay over there. Now we've just got to carefully get that bird back on its tail. And now we've got to go into a place where we not only get the aircraft off the runway, but we also inspect the runway for damage. You can see that prop took a bit of
grass with it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
A little bit of damage here. So they're checking. You can see they're already checking it out.
We got a cable out there, it looks like, but I think it's okay.
I think the cable, it was short of that cable. So.
Yeah. is a bummer. But it looks like you said, everyone is okay with that. The pilot was out.
So that is a hard way to start Sodbusters. You can see they're pushing the aircraft off the runway there. That airplane too, she's a fire-breathing bird. If I'm not mistaken, Cam, that airplane really bringing stuff home in Valdez,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Jerry Garrettson at the controls.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just saw it was sub 30-foot takeoffs in Valdez in that airplane.
That airplane is pretty special.
It's a critical error, and it is definitely a disappointing one because that airplane obviously competing this weekend, but if I think I'm not mistaken, also headed for the STOL demo. I got to check the pilot roster for the STOL demo at EAA's AirVenture, but that may be a real critical error for a lot of pilots that were going to fly that plane. So that is a bummer, but I'm glad everybody is safe. While we hold in this pattern, no pun intended, while we get things safe again and set again, I want to talk about a couple things that you can, if you want more action like that in National STOL, you can check us out, Rocky Mountain STOL, August 14th and 15th. That's in Pinedale, Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon STOL is going to be August 28th and 29th in Creswell, Oregon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be my first time out there.
Yeah, Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's. I've never been to Creswell, but Oregon's great. Music City STOL, October 9th and 10th. Excuse me. That's in Lebanon, Tennessee. It's different this year because of some ramp work that's being done at Music City Executive. So we're just for 1 year hopping over to Lebanon. And then we'll come back to Music City, the airport. Lone Star STOL and the National Finals, October 29th and 31st. That's Sulphur Springs, Texas. That's the home of our sponsor, American Legend Aircraft. So those are the upcoming remaining events for National STOL. It has been one heck of a season.
Yeah. It's been just amazing. It just gets better every year, right? Pilots get better. We see more mods. We see new faces. Everything gets better each year. So I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to share this moment with you, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'm very happy to share this moment with you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're very indeed welcome, sir.
So let's look at the conditions now, because I think that whenever you have something like that happen, Cam, you always got to look at the conditions. And right now, wind 133 degrees at 7, gusting up to 9. Altimeter is not too high. Turf was dry.
Yeah.
And we're at 88 degrees Fahrenheit. It's still pretty humid. And notably, right as that happened, almost as if on cue, I got a text from the EAA, because I sign up for their alerts.
Yeah.
The OSH arrival text alert system declared at 12:56, which is moments before we had the nose over, that Oshkosh, the airport, OSH, went VFR.
Nice.
So the smoke is blown out enough there as well, right?
Heck yeah.
We've got blue skies here. You can hear me breathing. I don't really feel the smoke at this point. It did when we kind of were getting ready, reporting. I feel like you can actually just see it off to the east.
Yeah.
This big cloud of smoke that's been pushed away. But right now, there's at least it's been blown out enough that we have VFR conditions here at Hartford.
Yeah, that's good. On my way in, I ran into Robbie Staten, and we were looking at the weather, and that traffic in there definitely was not typical of any type of Oshkosh arrival. So we were assuming that it was pretty much because of the weather conditions out there, mainly the smoke. So it's good to hear that it's VFR out there, and a lot of people are going to be happy with that and be able to get in today and hopefully the rest of the weekend.
So practice a bit of a cruel mistress today. We've got one airplane out with a right brake issue, immediately followed by an aircraft with a nose over. We'll get the full report on that for you at home as soon as possible. Practice is going to continue, however. Let me hop over to our scores. Major Dibble scratching that last one, but definitely with the shortest takeoff thus far.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Clayton Wheaton. That white lift aviation helmet shining in the cockpit. We'll see what this third run of practice is for Clayton. And then Major, they're the last two standing. Major Dibble on the line. He had a 95-foot takeoff. His best combined score was his first one with 246. So shortest takeoff so far.
Yeah, pulled just a little early, or not a little early. It definitely wasn't ready to fly when he was ready to fly. It's not going to be his shortest takeoff yet. That 95-foot takeoff was pretty awesome a couple times ago. So we'll see what number he's going to pull from that in just a moment. .114.
So those two are going to be in the pattern right now. While they're in the pattern, let's talk. Should we talk about some of the people that make this possible?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we should. First of all, we got to talk about our friends over at ICOM Radios. ICOM provided us with new radios beginning of the season this year so we can effectively communicate at events. Our line judges also often are wearing high-vis shirts provided by ICOM. I think you'll probably see those tomorrow. And so big thanks to ICOM for providing us with those radios and helping us communicate effectively and clearly. ICOM, you know, that's like
the radio people. Yeah.
Whoa, you owe me a Coke. Hashtag not a sponsor. Coca-Cola, that is. ICOM is a sponsor. Coca-Cola, not yet. Call us.
Yes, please.
Also, want to talk about our friends at Lift Aviation. You see the helmets in the cockpit right now. Lift, their love for flying drives them to deliver only the finest in aviation products to market. They believe today's pilots deserve much more than what is currently offered in the way of products they wear in the cockpit. Lift Aviation is bridging the gap and making products that are stronger and lighter that you can trust. And so, again, big thanks to Lift Aviation. You can see Clayton's on short final there, just beyond the trees. He's wearing one of those Lift Aviation helmets that they provide for our rookies so they can stay safe while they give this a try. Don't want to get rattled around on one of those steel bars. Here we go. Over the line. Good over the line. Coming in a little spicy.
Mm-hmm.
And now if I'm Clayton, I'm going, okay. I saw what just happened. And I feel like that landing was a little bit longer. We did have a little more energy coming in.
Right. Yeah, 280 feet for Clayton on that landing, sorry. And Major Dibble on final right now.
Got it slowed up. You can see those flapperons really working there as we get through that tree line. I think there's a little bit of burble there.
Mm-hmm.
And just smoothly buttering it on, working that stick all the way back, keeping that nose nice and high. Nice job, Major Dibble.
Yeah.
And so Clayton Wheaton's score in at 459 combined. So that is not going to be his shortest. His shortest was actually his first run. I wasn't keeping track of the wind just yet. I don't know if we had a little bit more wind or not at that moment.
Maybe a little bit more headwind on that takeoff for him. Because now it's kind of quartering, but...
Seth Kraft in the Badlands Traveler, that silver and black one, I want to just call it the score's first run, rolled it out after that kind of sporty final. Mm-hmm. I think, again, we were talking about those trees there. That is a new difference, right?
Right.
In previous years when we're on 1836, unobstructed in the actual area where you're landing, and a pretty decent amount of area before and after the competitive runway. And they were, so like burbles weren't a thing. We had crosswind, but we maybe didn't have a ton of like wind turbulence, mechanical turbulence. There's
Right.
those hangars. When I was flying here, if you come in on short final landing on 1-8 over there, if you were low enough, you get a little bit off those hangars. But today for us, and I don't know if we can show it on camera or not, we've got the wind coming right down the runway right now, but it's a little bit, maybe a little bit from the left to the pilot's perspective.
Yep.
And if you look, there's this big tree line that's been carved out for, I believe it was the old runway here. And that is going to provide some mechanical turbulence depending on how much of a left crosswind we have.
Right. Yeah,
No left.
Ah.
Hey.
Hey.
So that could have been part of what was going on for Seth there. Obviously on the landing, just got a little too heavy on the brake. I want to debrief with some of the flight instructors and more seasoned STOL pilots tonight to hear about, they're talking about like throttle application.
Oh, yeah.
Like counterintuitively, if I'm not mistaken, you want to actually apply some power in, let go of the brakes, apply some power to get some wind flow over the tail.
Right.
And I don't think that happened. So next up, it looks like we have Adam Gordon in his 185. And then we're starting the wilderness class. So Adam's going to be in the touring class, fighting against Rick Holman. Rick's not here yet, but maybe taxiing up. And now we have one of the many people flying the Backcountry Supercub boss. This could be Brandon Korn, or it could be Jared Garrettson. Jared, though, heavily involved in that Badlands Traveler that Seth bent up a little bit, so he may not be flying just yet. This might be Brandon Korn. We'll get... Oh, it is Jared in the cockpit. Okay, so...
And then Rick's over there as well.
Oh, yeah, there's Rick in the Maule. So we've got Jared getting his runs in so Brandon can hop in the seat with the wilderness class. So you've got Adam and Rick. So the first two airplanes will be fighting against each other tomorrow. And then this third plane, the giant Backcountry Supercub boss, will be competing against the next section of practice.
Yeah, all these competitors in this run are very well seasoned. I know this is still Adam's first season in that 185, but I'm fairly certain he's got it dialed in for the most part. At the beginning of the season when we were at Swamp STOL, I mean, it was his first time competing in it, but I think enough time has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way that he flies and how often he gets to fly.
Adam Gordon now. 185 is just a beast of an airplane. We've transitioned from some light airplanes to some pretty heavy haulers. The touring class, this is like your certificated everything but the kitchen sink type airplane. And so the 185, honestly, if I only had to have one airplane, and it couldn't be a P-51 Mustang or a P-38 or something. If I could only have one airplane, it'd probably be the 185. Kind of do everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Either it or the 180.
Short for Rick Holman.
Yeah, Theodore's in there too. I saw him a little earlier.
Theodore's the
skeleton. Yes, his co-pilot.
Jared Garrettson on the line now. In the Backcountry Supercub boss. Look at the differences between this plane and the 185. It's huge. All flaps. Look at all the flaps on the inboard part. Jared's modulating that flap to get her. Just a homesick angel, that airplane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So much power.
While they fly around the pattern, that trio, that little squadron of big old boys, let's talk about a couple things. First of all, I just found this out, Cam, you might find this interesting. Clayton bought that Husky in March, already has 195 hours on it.
Yeah.
And then it's an A1B instead of an A1C.
Mm-hmm.
was A1C cholesterol? I don't know.
Yes.
It's a different thing. It's an A1B. There is an A1C, but it's got 10 degrees more flaps than the A1C.
Oh, okay.
Am I saying enough letters and numbers to sound like I
Yes.
know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yes.
The other thing we want to talk about, and this is really cool. This is new for Sodbusters and new in National STOL. If you go to nationalstol.com/fans, nationalstol.com/fans. What a beautiful view. That is, I don't know if that's anything more Wisconsin than that.
Yeah.
Look at
love
Adam coming in
coming
over
up
the
here.
corn there. That is beautiful. If you go to nationalstol.com/fans, folks, you can join our Patreon. And while you're watching these comps, you can actually hear the live Airboss and Unicom audio as well.
That's
so
cool.
that's pretty cool. Here comes Adam. Ooh, right on the line for Adam Gordon. And this airplane's got a lot more weight. It's just a bigger thing. So you're going to see longer numbers, but actually not comparable to what the rookies are putting down, right? So
Yeah. Under 300 to 282 feet for Adam Gordon on that landing.
Takeoff was 288.
Yeah, throwing down some consistent numbers already. Close to each other for the takeoff and landing, that is. And I'm seeing shadows in the distance, which means that Rick Holman and Theodore are on final. Look like they beat that turbulence from the trees. Nice. You can see those brakes and wheels shimming. He's
Yep.
standing on them.
Yeah, he's totally standing on him. The thing that I love about watching Rick and his son fly as well, DJ, is
Yeah.
that when they take off, if you go look at that plane, there's been a lot of tape and repair done to the very end tip of that rudder because they are not afraid to yank hard to get the airplane off the ground.
Yeah,
It's a working airplane. It's not a hangar queen.
love it. Not afraid to put it through its paces, indeed. And the Backcountry Supercub boss on final doing high alpha things with all those flaps showing.
So this is where it just gets stupid, right? Like, look at all the lift, look at all the flap, look at all the power, plopping it down. Wind dropped out right at the end. Look at the wind socket. No wind to work with.
I mean, it dropped out at the perfect point, too.
Yeah, when you want it to, right?
Yeah.
So that, I think, the other thing you'll notice is you're going to see Brandon Korn fly this plane as well. The style of flying between the two of them could not be more different.
Yeah, no, I agree. That high alpha, putting it way out there like that for Jared is iconic anytime he's flying an aircraft.
You really got to know where the edge is. Because 1 minute the plane is flying, and a little bit later it's not.
Yeah.
And particularly with the wind dropping in and out as we've got gusts. Right. Now, what makes it possible is you have an aircraft like that that can handle that, right? You get it low enough to the ground, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're just going to embarrass yourself landing short because the wind drops.
Yeah.
Here comes Adam Gordon in the 185.
All right. 255 feet on that takeoff for Adam Gordon. While Rick Holman is holding on the line right now. That application power. See, with the brakes and that elevator start to move here.
Whoa, leaping off. Oh, touching back down, though. So in that case, folks, if the mains touch down again, we measure from where they leave the ground again. It's the last time the wheels leave the ground. There is a little bit of a rise in the turf right there between the 125 and 150-foot lines. And it was like a carrier takeoff there right off the ramp of a Euro carrier. Jared Garrettson. I don't know. You would think maybe he'd be a little upset about the other plane getting bent. We are not seeing that right now.
Yeah, it's not affecting him right now.
Jared is flying super well.
He's a true competitor. Not letting the outside get into him or get to him.
They're in the pattern right now, and you know, the smoke is cleared enough, Cam, that it's actually getting sunny enough that I might have to put on my Flying Eyes sunglasses.
I'm going to do it too. I think we can, we can hear that
maybe not
satisfying.
quite. Maybe we're almost there. There we go. But check this out, folks. Look how cool. Look how, so like a dork. Like I'm a dork right now. And then I put these on, and I'm a cool guy. That's right. I got magnetic shades, baby.
Yeah,
that's
dope.
from our friends at Flying Eyes. And they're great. They're not polarized either, which is really important if you're in the cockpit, right? You don't want your instruments to disappear. You want to be able to see the glints of the other airplanes if you're trying to use the old Mark I eyeball. And so, yeah, thanks to our friends at Flying Eyes. Adam Gordon now getting a little bit of that mechanical turbulence there. Woo! Yeah, he's bending those gear. They don't call him spring gear for nothing. Still stopped very sharp.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent. He looks like he's sub 300 once again. Yeah, super consistent. 289 on that landing. His last landing was 282. But his combined total for this run is shorter than the last one, so we're at 544 combined for Adam Gordon. His first run was 570.
That's just in case you're new to this, that's a really short number for an airplane that big.
Yeah.
While Rick comes in there, he's low and working it. Look at that. A little bit of power to get him over the line. Good over the line. Gave up maybe 2 plane lengths and just locked up. Locked up brakes all the way to the 250-foot line on the nose.
Yeah.
And by the way, we measure, I say on the nose, I meant like exactly 250 feet.
Right.
The main gear is where we measure from in a nose dragger. So he's going to get off the runway so Jared can come in. While Jared comes in, you can see him lumbering around the corner of that big tree. We were talking about our friends at Flying Eyes. Don't forget, you can actually save 10% by using coupon code NATIONALSTOL the next time you're shopping for high-quality eyewear. National Stole, all one word. Save 10% on your Flying Eyes optics. I wear them as my day-to-day prescription glasses.
Same.
And I love the way they kind of sneak in behind a headset. And you got the magnetic sunglasses.
Yeah, and the excellent customer service.
Yeah, incredible customer service.
Whoa! What did we just see?
Was that? It's only practice, Jared. That was stupid. That was stupid.
Love that he's just real chill.
Yeah.
Chill as a cucumber in there, just giving the thumbs up as he taxis by.
I saw Jared. The other thing. We were having a hamburger right before practice started, and this might be part of it. Like he's got an even further edge. He was already a really fit guy, and he's even more fit now. He's been working hard this summer, and he walked up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm down a little bit of weight," and I'm like, "Dude, that's gonna make you even more lethal, right? Because that's part of it."
That's the ultimate mod.
Yeah. I've been just toot my own horn since practice. I've been going to CrossFit, and I am down 1.5 gallons of avgas.
Okay.
After a month of CrossFit.
Nice. Congrats, dude. That's
Just
awesome.
like make it. We're just trying to. Can't climb the rope yet.
It's okay. It'll come with time.
Can't climb the rope. But I could do some burpees.
Okay. Yeah. Those suck.
I'm not doing them right now in the smoke and the heat.
Gordon on the go with that tail coming up. Keeping it straight down the runway. Going to be a longer run for him.
Just a little bit of a crosswind from the left.
We'll get him out of the way for Rick to take off. 335 for that takeoff for Adam Gordon.
Rick Holman. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Maybe hit some wake turbulence, maybe? It should have been out of the way by then.
Yeah. So Jared's watching that. He's going to adjust. A little bit of a gust coming through the booth right now. Everyone's watching with bated breath to see if the same thing happens to him. Now he's smooth as a cucumber.
Yeah. Just looks like
Here's
Rick got pushed.
People say smooth as a cucumber. Do they say that? Because cucumbers aren't actually that smooth.
They really aren't.
They're kind of bumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Cool as a cucumber.
Yes.
Smooth as a...
Smooth as a knife? Smooth
No,
as
smooth as a banana? I don't know. Let's stop. Let's move on. So, joke in the chat right now. How do you know someone does CrossFit? Don't worry. They'll tell you.
Yeah.
How do you know someone is a pilot?
Same thing.
Don't worry. They're going to tell you.
That's funny. All right, Adam Gordon on final. He's got his flaps down, those inboard flight control surfaces that he just raised. That's going to put more weight on the tires and help him stop.
So, right now, and I want to give some perspective to this as we go over to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Wind right now, 153 at 4, gusting 12. So there's a fairly big gap between the winds and the gust factor. So that's something our pilots are going to want to keep in mind. You can see Rick Holman off in the distance doing a little bit of slip action, cross-controlling the airplane to get it down a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got his nose pointed towards us way out there, but he's going to get it corrected. Just tickling the grass right now.
Good, over the line there, yes.
This is probably going to be his shortest stop so far.
Short of 200 feet.
Yeah.
Jared Gerritsen, so far, his best. He's going to be on final momentarily. You can see him right there on the screen. His best so far, combined score of 215. Rick Holman, I mean, considerably out in front of Adam Gordon in practice. His best score was that last run, 362. Adam Gordon's best run was his second run with a combined score of 544 feet.
Some very impressive numbers from such heavy beasts. Jared on final. About to cross the line. Good,
Ooh,
nice short burst of power.
Look at that, look at that, look at that.
Yeah.
Did you guys look at that? Because that was super dope.
It was. Looks like we might have a switch here with him and Brandon Korn.
Yeah, Brandon Korn's going to pop in the same plane. And then next up, you're going to see John McCardle, I believe, in practice. Luke Strandlund still flying in. He just powers it down. Love the camaraderie between these two guys. flying the same plane. And obviously Jared is he's flying a lot of planes today. So anyway, all right, folks, that has been the first 2 heats of practice today at Sodbusters STOL here in Hartford, Wisconsin. We're just, I don't know, 20 miles. I'll look it up. I'll tell you how far we are from Oshkosh. We're close. We're close to Oshkosh as everyone gets ready for the world's largest aviation celebration. Cam and I will be right back. We're going to take a short break and head to a word from our sponsors. What's up, Av Geeks and STOL Freaks? Welcome to Lone Star STOL here in beautiful Sulphur Springs, Texas. It's Luke's for everybody, 2019 American Legend Aircraft MOAC. A round of applause for Chuck Olmstead. In the gray and orange MOAC, Brian Shirley, everybody. Give a round of applause for Brian Steck.
It's good. Textbook.
Sub 60 feet on that one. It's an unlimited class. It's what you've been waiting for. That's right, the Beast Mode MOAC, Colin Geneva.
Frank Knapp showing that he deserves to belong here. Whoa, that was legendary.
Sarasota was created actually back in the 70s, but we and Bert and Vince, my 2 partners, they've sold their business to Ryan and Sean, which is my 2 other partners now. We started around in 1999, 2000. Just had one little spot in this hangar, and we've built it up from there. So we've been here for 23 years now. So, and then we have 5 facilities now here in the state of Florida. First starts in Tampa, Sarasota. Venice here is our main headquarters, and we have Punta Gorda and then Fort Lauderdale, Lantana. Then we have partners in Brazil, South Africa, Greece, Tullahoma, Tennessee, all over the world. We're the largest Garmin dealer in the world, so that's probably what we've been known for. So we do more installs on aircraft, general aviation, anything really under 10,000 pounds than anybody else in the world. So, and we've been that for quite a few years now.
And welcome back to Sodbusters STOL here in Hartford, Wisconsin. And we are kicking it off right away with John McCardle.
Yeah.
As the saying goes, looking for pennies. Thanks to our friend Cat Blue Flame. And that is definitely what John McCardle was doing there, getting that tail nice and high. Rowdy in the chat saying, corn's gonna pop. How have I never made that joke before about Brandon Corn? Here's Brandon Corn on the line. He's gonna pop. Boom! Popping it! Love it. Now he's just gotta chop, plop, and drop it after he's popped it.
Yes, sir.
So, folks in the chat have been asking a little bit about the smoke cam, and I don't. It's hard to say. It was definitely smoky even just 2 hours ago here in Hartford. As forecast, the winds from the west and the south came in and have blown that Canadian wildfire smoke away from Hartford. We did hear that around an hour ago, Oshkosh went VFR as well. So I'm going to load up iFly EFB and get you like a more clear picture of the METARs. Folks new to aviation, METAR is basically the current weather at an airport.
Yes.
It's the easiest way to explain it. And John McCardle is on short final.
That's a great looking airplane.
Pretty bird.
Chose some good colors for it as well.
And he's going to go high alpha, so that just means the angle between the ground and the wing, or like the horizon and the wing, is very severe. And you start to get to a point where the wing is doing less of the work than the engine. That's called behind the power curve. And so here in Hartford, we are a fair bit south of Oshkosh. I just think Oshkosh maybe just went back marginal, where it's not quite good enough to fly visual flight conditions, but good enough. And I don't know if there's any way that broadcast team can pull this up for the folks at home, but the conga line of arrivals into Oshkosh is already starting. You can see them all just spaced out there. It's like that is incredible. Just like the hundreds of airplanes, maybe it looks like already.
Oh man, there's
Maybe 100
so many
airplanes?
N numbers and registrations in that line.
And I just want to give Brandon Korn some respect there. We're talking about that, but it looked like I looked over and thought like, oh, Brandon Korn landed. Look at that slow-mo replay. No, it was real time, baby.
Oh man,
He came in so slow.
that aircraft is just so big and lumbering that anything it does, it doesn't do anything quick for sure.
So we're 39 nautical miles south of Oshkosh here at Hartford. And sorry, I'm just in shock. All these av geeks going to this one place, getting ready. They're landing them on, looks like 2.7 and 3.6. Two runways in use at Oshkosh right now.
Nice.
So anyway, the smoke, I mean, to get a clear picture though, just north of Oshkosh in Appleton, Wisconsin, they are IFR. Green Bay, Wisconsin is IFR. Manitowoc is IFR. So everything north of Oshkosh is still instrument flight conditions, kind of straight north and then to the east. What's wild is, folks, if you look at iFlyFE or your other apps, the entire state of Michigan is IFR.
That's crazy.
John McCardle off the ground so cleanly. And so, well, technically, let me zoom in. Yeah, no, it looks like, at least from what I can see here, the entire state of Michigan is IFR due to wildfire smoke. And the entire state of Wisconsin was IFR due to wildfire smoke yesterday. Brandon Korn horn off real nice and short there. So that's crazy. People are asking where to go. It's getting blown away. Like, we have actual wind now. Yesterday was just like stagnant.
Yeah.
No wind. Folks, at my house, it was like a quarter-mile visibility, maybe less in the morning. And it was thick enough that to just go hang outside for a minute and do a couple outdoor chores, I put on a N95 mask.
Dang.
It was like choking. It was dramatically thick smoke. So it's a serious problem. And, what's that song, Blame Canada?
Yeah.
So blame Canada for it.
I knew we were going to talk about it on the way up.
See, I mean, here's the thing, though. Like, we can joke about it, but truly devastating wildfires. And it's even extending into Minnesota. And we've seen a lot of harrowing photographs of folks, First Nations folks, trying to escape the fires and stuff. It's a real disaster. And so we can joke about that, but I want to be clear, our hearts are going out to everyone that's being affected by this, either if you're like me and just have to stay inside for a day, or someone who's maybe losing their home right now. Like, we have a lot of people affected. And so we're glad it's blowing out of here, but obviously hoping that those fires are under control soon. Oh, too short for John McCardle. You heard that big roar of that giant engine trying to keep him in the air, but thrust was not enough.
Yeah, looks like we've got the Oshkosh feed showing right now on the screen. You can see that conga line heading up to Whitman Regional.
And so that's where Cam and I are headed next.
Yeah.
We both put in a little work at
Oshkosh.
Oshkosh, and
you get this arguably way cooler job of interviewing all the cool pilots that will be in Boeing Plaza and some that are just visiting. Like, that's going to be super cool. I always look forward to hearing your voice out there.
Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, I'm excited. I got a cool lineup. I don't know how much I can share just now, but I will say this one because I feel it's pretty solid. Is going to be interviewing the Flying Bulls about their P-38 and their DC-6. Wrapping up the week, at the end of the week, I'm going to be interviewing Raz. What? Look at Brandon Cord!
Yeah!
Is that Brandon Cord or Jared Garrettson? Look at that! What?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Absolutely incredible. High alpha behind the power curve flying by Brandon Cord. He's happy about it.
Yeah.
Look at him in the cockpit there. So yeah, come say hi if you're there. And Oshkosh can find me doing those interviews in Boeing Plaza. And like I said, we're going to wrap up the week. The last interview of the week will be with Raz, Thunderbird number 8, in front of his jet on Boeing Plaza. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, that's so
also
cool.
going to be interviewing our friends with B-29 Doc.
Nice.
Hoping for, not yet totally confirmed, an interview with the Red Arrows. Very excited about that. And then the EAA has a B-17. It's not confirmed, so I don't want to give it too much away, but it's possible. I'm going to be talking to someone at EA about their B-17. Chris Henry. He's the big deal at the museum there.
Yeah, that's going to be
the
really
B-17
cool.
was in a movie.
Oh.
It's like a famous movie with the B-17 in it.
The Memphis
And the
Belle.
cast from that movie might, in italics, might be coming. And I've asked Chris to see if they do come, can he have them show up to hang out with me?
Yeah.
So, that's what's cool. Whoa, okay. John McCardle putting some coals on it. He's moving really fast.
Yeah.
Holy moly. So that, I don't want to jinx it. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's what's in store. We're going to be talking to folks about. Actually, the other person we're going to be interviewing, very excited, Zyla Foxton.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, Brandon Cord. So here's what I need to set the stage, or maybe you want to. There's a bit of a thing going on between Brandon Cord and John McCardle for 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. They are at each other's throats, we'll say.
But in a nice way.
Yes. I mean, very competitive. They're both past champions. So it's just really who wants it more.
I mean, let's look at the scores, buddies. What's going to happen today? Tomorrow? Brandon Korn. He did scratch on that last one. His best so far, 213. The best of Jared Garrettson flying the same plane, 194.
I mean, it's not, that's what, that's less than 20 feet, so.
John McCardle not yet on the board during practice. He's been scratching it up. He's been running vinyl. And so we haven't really seen what he can do yet. He's having to work in the wind a little, you know, it's like looking like a little burble there, getting it up. Power again.
I can't tell if that was good or not. So close to the line.
He's rolling out, which means he thinks he scratched, but it's always good practice to stop that puppy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a scratch. Okay.
So, hat trick scratch for John McCardle. He is hanging it out today already, and I think he's just trying to get an edge on Brandon. So his takeoff numbers have been improving steadily, and his last landing was actually shorter than any landing that Jared Garrettson did. But it was a scratch, so
wow.
Just, little grain of salt on that.
Just shows he's been
that's
practicing.
That's a big scratch. That's a big old scratch for Brandon Korn that time.
Yeah, you can see that wing drop. He lost that lift. The wind is variable at the moment. It was died out and then kind of came on, but it really didn't come on until after he'd already touched down. So,
and that's the challenge with that approach, right? We have pilots that kind of come in a little more standard, more stabilized. Standard, kind of like you think like a normal pilot would do, in quotes. Luke Strandlund's one in this class that does that a lot. It comes in very high and kind of just rides it on rails down. And then you've got Brandon and Jared and John that kind of like to come in low and balance it on the prop there. But if the wind drops out, like Cam, you were just saying, plane no fly no more.
Yeah.
Plane no worky.
No worky durky.
On No Worky Durky, we are going to take a break. We will be back with more practice here in Hartford, Wisconsin in just a few minutes.
I'm Hal Stockman from Elko, Nevada, here at Hartford. And with my Badlands, I've got 300 hours on it now, so I'm getting tuned in. But what I like about it, probably the most, it flies slower and faster than my Rans. So it packs a good load, so I'm very happy with it.
Dave Trine, I'm the wing builder for the Badlands Travelers. I've got one in the shop. It was supposed to be at off-path this year, but about 2 weeks short of having it fly down 360. I flew this for Clint over here because he's bringing the whole family. Pretty amazing airplane with the 360, 27 mile an hour stall without stall. I chose the 360 just because of simplicity. I don't have a lot of time in this one with the 916, with the constant speed. There's some learning to do there. Nice airplane, great airplane. It's the easiest airplane in the world to fly, especially being tail drag. I think ground punch could probably handle right off the bat. I did, so that says something there.
We've had it in all of our airplanes. Ever since we started with the Piper Saratoga in the early 2000s. We did the pulse oximeter and CO detector in there. We've upgraded to there. Now we have a Cessna 340 that I actually was talking to him in Germany last year, and he was like, oh, you got to put the cabin altitude thing in the plane. I said, well, send it to me. So we put it in there, and it actually is really nice. This aircraft flies above 18,000, 10,000 feet, so up to 23,000 feet. The other day, the cabin altitude light comes on the manufacturer's panel, and boom, the CO Guardian comes on and says, all right, you're above 10,000, your cabin altitude is above 10,000 feet. So watch out. So it's kind of nice to have that redundancy in the plane. So for a pressurized aircraft, that is so important for me. I get that oxygen mask ready, make sure my oxygen is good.
All right, we are back at Hartford, one of my favorite places to be leading up to Oshkosh, but for Sodbusters practice today. And we got our next heat of pilots up.
Yeah, so we're gonna see more airplanes do more airplane things. Cat Blue Flame is in our chat right now. We talked before. You go to nationalstroll.com/fans. Because of that, and I'm sure not because of any other secret access Cat might have, Cat is hearing the airboss frequencies, hearing the pilots talk back to the airbosses. Not talk back like mean, but like talk back. Not talking back like my kids talk back.
Real-time communication.
Communication. And the pilots are reporting that it's quite bumpy out there. And so that's a little bit of what we're seeing right now. We got a couple airplanes getting ready to go. First, it looks like we got an orange and gray Cub.
Yeah, looks like Eric Massey, maybe. Looks like an FX3 Carbon Cub.
So that is that's an expensive bird. Yes. You're gonna see why in a minute. Look at that, Eric Massey off very short in that Carbon Cub. And then I haven't said hello to this person yet.
Me either.
But this is very exciting. It's the triumphant return of Micah Lindstrom. Been wrenching on this plane for, 2 years?
I think so.
What a beautiful piece of art he's assembled. That is a Badlands Vaquero piloted by Micah Lindstrom. If you are a longtime National STOL fan, you might remember Micah used to fly a 170 Bravo, and the grudge match was between him and Jeff Pohl. You're going to see Jeff Pohl fly in the next heat.
Yes.
And very exciting to see Micah back on the circuit, especially with a takeoff cam of 69 feet. Dang.
Yeah.
That's something else.
That is most impressive, especially on your first bout out.
Yeah.
Since a few years ago.
Hello, gentlemen. Do you remember me? That's what that felt like to me. Well, they're coming around the pattern. I think I got just a minute here. I want to talk about our friends at Behringer Aeros. Talk about like ICOM. They're like the radio people. Behringer, they're the brake people. They've been manufacturing wheels and brakes in the same spirit of quality and performance for 30 years. Since 2002, Behringer Aero makes wheels and brakes for a wide range of aircraft, everything from a Vision Jet down to a experimental Cub. Yeah, like everything.
Yeah, that is.
You know them as maybe the red brake people, red wheel people, but they make them in other colors too. Now, FX3, chop, plop, drop.
Yeah.
Squatting down. Well done in the FX3.
Loving the synced strobes. The tail wheel, or the tail strobe and the wing strobes all synced up. That's cool.
So here's what's wild. Just want to put things in perspective for folks. Eric Massey flying this Cub Crafters FX3 that just landed all the way from Anchorage, Alaska.
Ooh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
IO 360 on the front. Now, stunned into silence. Micah Lindstrom stopping around 80 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he's from Mora, Minnesota. I love that he's got the clear panels and the fuselage there. You can see what his feet are doing, but it's for him. It's not for us. It's for him. 0340 on that bird. And it says, what mods does your aircraft have? You're in the pilot bios?
Yeah.
And he wrote, and I quote, "She bone stock."
Oh.
And what's cool, Cam, is there's another Vaquero here today.
Yes.
But it has canards and a Rotax on front.
Mr. Hal Stockman's.
She bone stock.
As bone stock as a Vaquero could be, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a custom-built, scratch-built, home-built aircraft.
That's cool. All right, the tail of that FX3 coming up. Eric Massey's going to pop the flaps and pull back on the stick.
Very well flown. You can see Eric is also cheating to the left or to the right and trying to grab a bite of that crosswind. Now the wind is coming from the pilot's left just a little bit. Just a few degrees, but trying to grab some of that on the nose to take off shorter. Micah's doing the same thing. Micah took a little break from STOL flying and was building this, and he was also flying aerobatics.
Yeah, he had an Eagle.
74-foot takeoff.
That is insane.
Ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing here? While they go around the pattern, I want to talk about STOL. A lot of our pilots and one of the announcers at this table, Cam, participate in STOL. You want to give people the quick elevator pitch about what STOL is all about? Our chat's filled with STOL pilots.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much most of the chat is most of our competitors in STOL, but we're going to do the exact same thing, not next weekend, but in 2 weekends. So after Oshkosh, usually it's the weekend after the in real life competitions, but we do the exact same competition in Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 now, and it'll be based on the weather live at the event essentially, but you can be at home and compete at National STOL. So we're very excited. I'm excited to be back with them here in a couple weeks and doing a little bit of flying. Hopefully, maybe this go round, maybe not. But
we'll get in there, buddy.
We'll see. We'll see. I gotta get my little area set up and get all my nice little toys that I got from Moza all set up. But Eric almost lost it there. Sudden burst of power gets him over the line.
Expertly horizontal.
I mean,
they are on the rollout with the tail.
And
they're telling him to go, saying, go. Go. All the judges, go, go, go.
I'm very curious when he hits that burble for the replay once we see it, or when I look at the broadcast again, and see how much rudder input he did, because it didn't seem like it was the same effect as just like jostling the ailerons to self-correct. And when you're that low and that behind on the power curve, your rudder is your most effective weapon in that situation. So
yeah, you actually do not want to use ailerons.
No.
Micah. Oh man, it dropped exactly where he wanted it to. Oh, I'm so excited he's back.
Yeah.
While they taxi back, folks, I want to... Well, now STOL folks are talking smack at you about how they're going to beat you if you compete.
Of course.
One of the questions in the chat was, how much is an FX3? Because I said it was an expensive bird. It's cheaper than the new Turbine Carbon Cup by a lot. right now, if you were to build your own FX3, which is like factory assist carbon cub, starting price $337,000 new. You could obviously get one on the used market. They're incredibly popular airplanes.
Yep.
I think it's important to note, though, that if you're a crypto bro, they do accept Bitcoin.
Okay, there you go. So,
yeah, start at 337. That's with like a basic paint scheme and a standard VFR panel. So you can obviously get much higher. The new ULT, the Carbon Cub ULT, that's making waves. And by the way, Cub crafters, you got to bring one out to compete in National STOL.
Yeah.
We got to see what this thing can do. It's taking the STOL world by storm. Turbine-powered Carbon Cub. We'll talk about it in a second here. Man, he's got the flap pull perfectly timed. Like, what a... Like, hashtag no notes. Very well executed there. You can get a turbine-powered Carbon Cub.
Yeah, with the TurboTech engine.
Around 700,000. But it's a turbine, so
I know. I mean, like you're gonna be able to get gas for cheap and
put
anywhere.
diesel in it. I think. Did we just see a sub 75-foot takeoff by Michael Lindstrom?
I'm pretty sure we did.
65 feet.
Oh my goodness.
That's the shortest of the day, yeah?
Yeah.
Holy moly. 65-foot takeoff for Michael Lindstrom in the Badlands Vaquero. He is coming back strong.
Man. It's a way to show up.
So this is what's cool about STOL flying, though, right? Like, we got Mike Babcock flying a heavily modified Badlands. We got like the like standard Badlands, like what Pat and Micah and Hal are flying with the, like more normal engined, you know, either Lycoming or Rotax engines. Then you've got like let's throw a Sidewinder on the front. And then you've got, so there's like all the innovation happening there. See all the innovation happening with our sponsors. Legend Aircraft, same thing, like Rotax 916. You got the Legend Nomad now. That's like super efficient. Can go faster than the old school, like normal engined airplanes can. And now you got Cub Craft. I wonder how long it's going to be before Legend makes a turbine. Cub Crafters with the turbine. There's just so much innovation happening in STOL flying, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, same. Always here for it. Ooh.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Putting on a clinic.
Jeez.
So this is actually kind of cool. Cam, Micah sourced the design for the paint job of his aircraft from an eSTOL.
That's right. There was a competition with the eSTOL competitors, and they could have designed his paint scheme, and I forgot who won, but I forgot that even happened. I've been looking forward to his aircraft coming back on the circuit so long.
So that's pretty cool. And then Race Control did some math for us in terms of the the turbine Carbon Cub. 74,845 gallons of diesel at $4.85 a gallon. That's what it's the equivalent of paying for 74,000 gallons.
Yeah.
Micah down short. Tomorrow is going to be one heck of a competition with him there. By the way, if you want to get just in quotes an FX3 at 7 gallons per hour, that's 10,692 flight hours. So wait, I'm not sure I understand the math that's just been given to me now. 74,845 gallons of diesel at $4.85 a gallon will pay off your turbine engine Between that and an FX3 at 7 gallons per hour, that's 10,692 flight hours.
Man,
Okay.
that's a lot. That's a lot of bucks.
A lot of numbers.
Yeah.
It's a lot of numbers. A lot of dino juice. Let's go over the scores real quick, folks, for that chunk of the adventure class. Michael Lindstrom with the shortest combined. That last one, we were yakking about the Cub Crafters turbine thing, but that Badlands Vaquero at the hands of Michael Lindstrom is nothing to sneeze at. Combined score of 128 feet with a 65-foot takeoff and a 63-foot landing. Eric Massey, all the way from Alaska in that FX3, first run his best with a combined score of 193. But man, the precision that Eric is putting down, very, very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, kind of expected for someone from Alaska.
There is that meme, right? Like that's what you'd expect from an Alaskan pilot, right? There's just a lot. There's a lot of skill required to operate up there.
Yeah, looking at FlightAware right now on screen, that conga line of airplanes going into Whitman Regional, going into Oshkosh for AirVenture. Even this early, I mean, like, it's Saturday, 2 days before it starts, and we got Jeff Pohl in front of the booth clowning out. Just, you know, we're 2 days ahead, or no, it's 3 days because today's Friday. So
I mean, people technically start coming in today. A lot of arrivals on Sunday, but the show starts Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. But you were talking about eSTOL earlier, so if you're interested in participating in eSTOL, just go to nationalstol.com. You can click eSTOL at the top, and it'll send you to the eSTOL page where you can join the Discord. It's right there, join Discord, big red button, and you can compete with us. If you've got Microsoft Flight Simulator 24 and got a nice little setup at home, you don't even have to have like the craziest setup to do this. You could do it with the controller and with Xbox because it's cross-platform. So just join us out there. We're going to have a great time here in a couple of weeks.
Some really cool planes now coming by the booth, right? You've got Tanner McIntyre in the Badlands Traveler that he and his dad both fly. Pat McIntyre, you'll see him fly the same plane in the Unlimited class a little bit later. Mike Babcock now coming past the booth. That plane will fly. Ronnie at the controls during the Unlimited class, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Babcock actually had a wing drop incident at St. Joe, Missouri during practice. And they actually wrenched through the night and got that plane repaired in time to compete the next day. It's experimental. They could have someone, you know, double check their work and get her airborne. This plane is so heavily modified compared to the other Badlands you've seen.
All right, we got the green flag, so we'll see Mike Babcock push his Badlands Traveler all the way. See how short of a takeoff we're going to see. We just saw what Michael Lindstrom can do in his, so.
Hearing some backfiring there from his engine. Now, one of the things they have to do is they have to actually tune the engine. They can. He's in the rev limiter, I think, right now. They tune it to the density, altitude, the humidity, and everything, every different field that they're at. So, could be dialing that in. Haven Art in the chat saying no engine cover, no problem. That's actually pretty common in National STOL. That's a thing that a lot of them do. They're not flying fast enough for it to really make a difference. We're not in cruise flight. Here's Tanner McIntyre. Very well done. Definitely seemed like he just a tad early if we're getting like super critical. Like pulled the flaps and she didn't pop into the air, but very short nonetheless.
Yep.
Also, hi to Luca from Tanzania. Why did I say that so weirdly? Luca from Tanzania, hello. Also, someone's from Nairobi here. Jason.
Oh, dude.
From Nairobi, hello.
That's cool.
That's sweet. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, Mike Babcock had a 56-foot takeoff.
So that's the new best of the day.
Yeah.
Where did Tanner come in at?
Getting that number here in a moment. It was short. I don't think it was 56 foot short. But I just saw Mike on final. He was high. Now he's
Still, now he's down. He's coming down.
yeah,
now.
he's coming down. Ooh. That's some high alpha. That nose was way up there.
Yeah, dude, that was something. What's cool is I've been watching socials, and Babcock actually had a very famous STOL pilot come by. Kyle Bushman came by and flew Babcock's plane like last weekend.
That's cool.
Just to I think maybe give a little bit of feedback, right? Like
Yeah.
Kyle Bushman, one of the master craftsmen in National STOL. He's one of the brains behind maybe the brain behind the Backcountry Supercub boss.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so to have someone of his caliber sit in your plane that you've been modifying. Tanner McIntyre now. Sure. Did he make it over the line?
Oh, man.
That was smooth. Really buttered the bread on that one.
Yes, absolutely.
So Babcock's was a scratch, but had it not been, around 25 feet.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so Tanner scratched too. 79-foot takeoff, 90-foot landing.
So this is what's wild. Tanner's, he's a young man.
Yes.
He competed, was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, I think last year was his first year competing.
As a student pilot? Or was it the year before?
Maybe it was the year before that he was a student pilot.
We had a flight instructor with him in the cockpit.
Levi
Nogues. One of the other top STOL pilots in the world. So he is quite skilled.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No. It's in the same household. Lots of talent.
Mike Babcock now. Whoa! We might have been sub 50 foot there. She's popping.
Yeah, she's popping. That 998T on the front of that aircraft. Heavily modified snowmobile engine.
All the horsies on that plane.
Yeah. 32 feet on that takeoff from Mike Babcock.
I think, I don't even know what the horsepower is on Babcock's plane now. I think in Kyle Bushman's post he mentioned it. I'm going to do a little Googling while we all sit here. I'm going to figure out what the actual number was, because that's been elusive.
Yes, that has. He has kept it close to the cuff as far as the number on that aircraft.
We've seen the same thing from Luke Strandlund in his plane.
Mm-hmm. And while you do that, Tanner's takeoff, so his last takeoff was 79 feet. This past takeoff is 76 feet.
Woo!
Yeah, nice and consistent. I mean, like, these numbers are absolutely ridiculous. We're chill as a cucumber here in the booth, but this is absolute crazy sports happening right now.
Here's Babcock again.
More power.
What?
Perfect application. Gets him over the line.
He just muscled his way through that.
And he's not stopping.
He should have stopped. I think he thought he scratched it. The tail can touch.
Yeah.
The tail can touch before the line, no problem. That is like,
dude.
What have I said before? What are physics? Like, what even is like? That was one of those moments. Like, he's just like, I decided to keep flying, please.
Oh, yeah, that was not a scratch from Mike Babcock, so I know he's going to review the video and not be too happy, but, I mean, all the potential right there. He did very well.
Yeah, I got some of these numbers. Here comes Tanner. wind
Flaps coming
totally died out on him, but he handled it really well.
Yeah.
He's going to be sub 200 for sure with the slider. So they're currently quoting 500 horsepower on the front end of Mike Babcock's plane. That is insane. I think that's more than what Steve Henry was rocking in a similar engine.
Yeah.
So they've tuned it more aggressively.
3 cylinders, by the way, on that 998T. That is.
I mean, you know, a fourth would just get in the way.
Yeah.
But here's what's wild. 1,200 pounds of static thrust.
Oh.
So that's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's.
It's a big number.
Do we know the weight of that airplane? It's probably in our notes somewhere.
Well, Kyle Bushman says takeoff weight with him in it was 1,330 pounds. And what we saw from Babcock the last few seasons was that as he was working on this aircraft, he said he was very forthcoming about it. He said, you know, I'm spending so much time wrenching on the plane, I'm not spending a lot of time flying it. And so proficiency was his biggest challenge in competition.
Yeah.
Because the plane was a new plane every competition. Now we're finally seeing it's getting more dialed in. It's getting more dialed in. He can be more and more consistent with it. Tanner just gracefully.
Yeah, that's still got to be around that 75-foot mark or better for Tanner. Or worse. It was 83, but I mean, like, still. 83 feet is.
83 is a stupid number, too. Like,
I know we like to relate this to our flying experience, but I mean, yeah, I'm nowhere near that in my champ. That is 300 feet or a little less on a really good day. I don't have flaps, but still. I mean, like, that's insane numbers. You and the 172 definitely nowhere near 300 or 75 feet.
Whoa, look up and overhead, folks. If you're here in Hartford, we got smoke on with some formation aircraft as Babcock comes in on short final. Got some RVs, it looks like. So Babcock's a little high here. I want to see him come down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, he is hanging it all out. That was stupid. That is maybe sub 25 feet.
Wow. Come on, Mike. That was crazy.
And, that was something else. That's going to go down in the books. That's going to be a TikTok landing for sure. I admire his willingness to commit to that because the last time, and Kat said it in the chat earlier, she said the last time his nose was that high, he dropped a wing, something to that effect. And I think, the last time his nose was that high, he bent an aileron, is what Kat said. And that felt like that moment right there, but he had it controlled. Ooh, very smooth.
Yeah, that looked like it was good over the line. Been 150-ish, maybe shorter. The Tanner McIntyre.
I think they're going to call that one good. Again, it's just practice.
Okay. All right. Race control telling us good over the line. By the way, Mike Babcock's landing was 36 feet.
I don't know what is that, a cannon?
Like a fireworks or something?
Fireworks or something?
Can't imagine that was a backfire. That was pretty loud for a backfire.
Check out all these RVs coming in. I'm guessing they're coming here to refuel and regroup before they head up to Oshkosh.
I know last year they had like a big party, either Friday night or Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night last year. There was a whole bunch of RVs that had come in, and the EAA chapter had a shindig that was here.
Look at that beautiful overhead brake.
Yeah.
Just like they're all stacked up. Yeah, one a little bit high there. Kind of ruining the visual picture. But, yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Everyone's a critic. They should come compete with us in the RV class.
Yeah.
We've
should
seen
have
an
that.
RV4, like, just goof around. I haven't seen not compete, but, like, goof around on the competitive runway. And it was definitely, like, shaking those gear. So, next up, well, let me regroup this for you guys real quick, and gals. Mike Babcock. Combined score of 81 feet on that last takeoff and landing here in practice. Micah Lindstrom, 128. Eric Massey, 201. And Tanner McIntyre with a respectable 232. Did not see Clint Buznitz or Eric Harema fly today.
Yeah.
Next up is backcountry class, and we are back into the grudge match between the Huskies and the Cessnas.
Oh, yeah. We've got Dirty Bird out there. Mr. Jeff Pohl's aircraft we hadn't seen in quite some time, but no stranger to the National STOL circuit. And, of course, we've got Jerry Clemens and his Aviat Husky on screen right now.
Jeff Pohl, that 170 Bravo, he's kind of like the last holdout staying with the 170 Bravo. It's such a competent aircraft in STOL. You obviously, John Jughead Council flies one. Micah used to fly one. Jeff Daly used to fly one. It's a very competent aircraft, and he's still flying. He's got the Lycoming 0360 on the front, big old 31-inch tires. Jerry Clemens flying this Aviat Husky. You saw it as he was kind of warming up there, actually doing a little reverse action. It's got the seaplane mod, so he's got a reverse pitch propeller. You can actually put it into beta thrust and push it backwards, which is obviously critical in the seaplane environment. And what's really interesting, going back to that Carbon Cub, people talk about that turbine Carbon Cub. There was an interview I watched with them, and they said they weren't interested in putting a variable pitch, reverse pitch propeller on it, because they were concerned about the safety of it in STOL ops. And I was thinking to myself, like, guys, come watch Jerry fly.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't do it in the air. Right? You wait till you land before you do it. And you can get shorter landings there. Obviously, they did say it would be really beneficial in seaplane operations, just to give them credit for that. So you're going to see them fly. Also, looks like Phil Shearer's out to play.
Yeah, another National STOL newcomer, but I mean, an excellent pilot, excellent stick. He's just throwing down on the circuit this year.
Yeah, was undefeated until St. Joe.
Yeah.
As basically a rookie.
Yeah, came to Swamp STOL as a rookie for a day. And then went to the adventure, or I'm sorry, the backcountry class. For competition day, because of just how excellently he was flying. All right, Jerry Clemens on the line right now, getting set up. Tail slowly coming up.
Ooh. Classic Jerry Clemens.
Yeah.
He's got it so dialed in and so precise.
Yeah, it definitely looked sub 125 on that takeoff. I mean, we've got a nice stiff gust coming down the pipe right now, so that's going to help him out. If it stays like this, it's going to help Jeff out. Stays like this, looks like it is.
Nicely done, Jeff Pohl. And Micah Lindstrom already in the chat taunting him. He says, Jeff, you can't park there. It's already
starting.
Coming at him.
Phil Shearer on the line. We'll see that tail come up real high for him.
Whoa, Phil Shearer. Pulled a little too early.
Yeah.
But nice wind now for the practicing competitors.
Nice turnout there for Phil. You can see him applying that rudder.
Seeing right now, we're up to like, instead of earlier today, I was around like 4 or 5 knots. Now we're up to 7. I just almost saw 8 knots of wind. Our gusts are still in that 10 to 12 knot range. It's all coming at 121. So definitely more of a crosswind. Here's Jerry Clemens now on your left.
Ooh.
There's that reverse pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool. You could see the grass moving in front of the aircraft when he applied that beta prop. He was really close to the line on that landing.
I am curious where that ended up.
Next up, Jeff Pohl.
Seems like he's got a little bit of speed on it.
Yeah. Ooh. Stopping it on his tail.
I love hearing Christina, who's kind of like heading up the line judges and doing the scoring.
Yeah.
She's just cheering for him. She's
Yeah.
like, stop, stop, stop. There we go. Like, nice work. That was good.
And Phil on final right now. I can see deep into the cockpit, so he's crabbing right now, but he's got it corrected. Nice little push of power to get him over the line. That tail's coming up high, and he's got it stopped. Just over 125 looks like for that landing for Phil. Unfortunately, our scores aren't updating at the moment.
If I'm not mistaken, all 3 of the aircraft you're watching fly right now have the same engine. I believe they're all O360 powered.
That's cool.
They also all have the same gross weight, which is the amount of, it's the maximum weight that the airplane can weigh with between the airplane and all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
People, gas, cargo. They are slightly off in terms of their empty weights, but what's interesting is if you look at Jeff Pohl's airplane and Phil Shearer's airplane, for example, they're less than 100 feet apart, or excuse me, less than 100 pounds apart in weight. Phil's airplane is just slightly lighter. Jerry Clemens off around the 125 to 150 mark. Jeff Pohl is going to taxi up to the line.
Got a nice gust right now. See if it holds up for Jeff.
Micah Lindstrom in the chat. Jeff may possibly have the record for the longest landing of the day. He's going hard at it.
If only Jeff knew what Micah was saying right now.
He might be listening. You never know. Also, Ray Powell from Berwick upon Tweed is in the chat. We didn't acknowledge that before. He says that Jerry Clemens' aircraft is the world's most expensive leaf blower. Phil Shearer mowing the lawn here at Sodbusters. It's going to be a fight.
right. Jerry Clemens on final right now. We'll see if all the secret sauce is going to be in motion for him to use that beta prop, because it is not a silver bullet for him.
Holding it off, plop it, drop it.
Yeah.
And stop it.
Man. Expertly done by Jerry Clemens. Jeff Pohl up next.
See him off on short final there, off over the Wisconsin trees. Settling it down now into what some pilots call the pocket. Really just talking about getting into ground effect, getting it stabilized. Now he's pulling the throttle off, easing that tail down. That was graceful and well stopped.
I wonder if that's a scratch. It was really close to the line. Even though expertly done.
Phil Shearer up next.
They're all taking advantage of this slight crosswind we have going on. Not quite down the pipe at the moment.
Yeah, we've lost almost all the wind. Hold. Plop.
Ooh. All right, Phil. Getting it stopped real short, too.
This is what we talk about in terms of, like, Jerry's airplane, certainly, like, very entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not always the silver bullet.
Right.
Right? You got more complexity in your aircraft. You got a way higher workload in the cockpit. And Phil Shearer's putting down similar numbers without it, right? Well, they taxi back to the line. We were talking about STOL before. We're going to talk about our friends at Moza Flight.
Yeah.
Part of that STOL community on Microsoft Flight Simulator. They build hardware and software that let you fly aircraft as realistically as possible at home. So what that means is it's force feedback, yokes and sticks that simulate air resistance and turbulence, G-force. Helps you feel what the airplane's doing in that virtual environment. It's really rare, though, in flight sim gear and usually very expensive, but Moza's making it more accessible. So a big thanks to our friends at Moza Flight for supporting National STOL and National STOL.
Yeah, they came out to FS Expo, Flight Sim Expo. We had a STOL competition out there for STOL, and Moza was out there in full force.
Yeah, I would have liked to have made it over there to give that stuff a try.
Yeah, same. I think you were in Washington doing big things out there.
I was announcing the Moses Lake Air Show, which was cool. That was a cool thing to do. Got to see. I've never seen a P-38 fly that close because like the crowd line's nice and close there.
Yeah.
And I was feeling emotional.
Yeah, dude.
We had a P-38 and a P-40 flying. Two different P-40s, the Canadian and the U.S. version.
Oh, that's super cool.
And then we also had B-29 Doc there doing high-speed passes in a B-29.
Yeah.
Which was absolutely wild. So it was a cool show. And the Red Bull Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
So I got to see Aaron Fitzgerald and all his buddies, jumping out of planes. And Luke Aikens was there with the Cessna with the big barn door on the bottom. Some cool stuff. So it was pretty wild.
Did he get yanked out of the moving vehicle?
Couldn't do it at that show site because
Okay.
there's no runway nearby for the crowd to see it. But he flew in formation with wingsuiters down over the over the crowds.
That's cool.
It was pretty sweet. Well, they are hanging out and getting ready for the next practice run. Also want to talk about our friends. We talked about the Legend Nomad, our friends at Legend Aircraft. We're going to be at their home airport at the end of the season. You can check out the factory, see all these cutting-edge aircraft. They are innovating and doing really cool things, but they're rooted in tradition. Today's Legend Cub is an all-new factory-built aircraft designed in the spirit of the legendary Piper J3, the PA-18 Super Cubs. Combines the best from the past with an obtainable wish list of modern enhancements. So you can learn more at legend.aero. That's our friends over at Legend Aircraft. Jerry Clemens, tail nice and high, so precise. Pulled a little early. The wind just wasn't there for him. I think he pulled as though he had a headwind, but there was not one. I got to tell you, I'm always like eternally airplane shopping, and especially when we come around to Hartford, I'm always shopping for a J3. But Legend, there are some on the used market in particular. You can actually have them build like a modern day J3 Cub. It's a little bit wider. Both doors can drop.
We were admiring the one that was on the ramp last year at Lone Star.
Yeah, the AL3.
Yeah.
The AL3, Legend AL3. So you can get one on the used market for about double like a classic J3 Cub. So.
Okay. With all the modern fixins.
Phil Shearer on the line.
Woo! Yeah. Well, that's the highest I've ever seen that tail go up.
Picking up everything?
Yeah. Just
definitely mowed the lawn on that one,
I
Phil.
mean, yeah, there's some vacuuming happening there.
Yeah, vacuuming up the turf. Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry Clemens is back. I need some Pepto-Bismol after that.
Yeah, my stomach is up in my throat right now.
Watch the replay here. This girl is on fire. Look at that.
My goodness.
Holy moly. But this is also one of the things my flight instructor, look at that. Look, watch this again on the replay. Look how high that tail can go without touching the ground. I think we just did. That video is going to be used in flight schools all around the country. Because what happens when you're learning to do like wheel landings in your tail dragger transition? I don't know if this was your experience. Mine was. I was so worried about hitting the prop. Ooh, Jeff Pohl coming in hot.
We're going to get it stopped.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, sub 200 with a little extra energy.
Yeah, a little bit of speed there. One of the things that Steve did for me, because I was nervous to like balance it on the main wheels, he's like, no, you got to get that tail higher. You got to get that tail higher. I sat in the cockpit, and then he and I think someone else went behind the tail and lifted the tail up and just kept until it was completely over their heads.
Yeah.
And we still weren't hitting the ground with the prop, right?
Yeah,
and so
cool.
There's a lot of room there. Here's Phil Shearer back, plopping it down.
Yeah. That's wild. I wonder what that GoPro that's on his landing gear. I have to see that video.
That's a National STOL GoPro? I just heard. Oh, that's gonna be very exciting to see. So, what else would you expect from America's Seaplane City current 2026 Seaplane-a-Palooza spot landing champion, Phil Shearer, just almost messing up the runway that Steve pulled together there. So that is gonna wrap up that little bit of the what class. I've even forgotten what class we are.
Is it backcountry?
We're backcountry class. Jeez, wow! I just like wiped my memory. That was a Men in Black moment. I just got zapped. Let's take just a minute for me to catch my breath as we get the first bit of the sport class out to practice here in Hartford.
right, folks, back at Hartford for Sodbusters STOL 2026. So we just had the backcountry class. We didn't have scores, but let's go through those really quick. So to not win the class, because this is practice, but the lowest score was 195 by Jerry Clemens. Second lowest was Phil Shearer at 269, and to round out the class, Jeff Pohl, third place with 332 for his lowest combined effort.
I don't know how to talk about tomorrow. Like, normally you kind of like can kind of see like how it's gonna end, like it's gonna shake out the next day. But like, Pohl's just getting warmed up. Jerry Clemens is kind of the one to beat.
Yeah.
Phil Shearer's got a couple wins. Just also just almost polished that prop a little bit. It's just anyone's game in that class. I'm very excited to see it tomorrow. Now we're over to the sport class. This weekend, this class is very deep. Here's Tom Pond in the Pond Hopper. Woo!
Yeah.
So the airplanes have now gotten lighter, similar-ish horsepower, so you get a better power-to-weight ratio. This weekend, assuming everyone can make it through the smoke, 10 airplanes in this class. It's deep.
Yeah.
It's a quarter of all of the aircraft registered for Sodbusters.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see some crazy competitiveness tomorrow for sure. All right, so Grasshopper, tail up. Ooh! He slammed back that tail with some authority. Mr. Curley out there flying right now in the Grasshopper.
And so these airplanes in the sport class, their maximum gross weight, again, you remember we talked about the airplane plus the stuff in it. What can that number be? 1320.
Okay.
1,320 pounds. So that's pretty light. It's pretty light between an airplane and the stuff in it. It means your airplane is oftentimes like sub 800 pounds.
Yeah.
Sitting there on the ground, which is pretty crazy. Because what do we figure out? A Honda Civic is like 3,000 pounds or something?
Yeah, I want to say that 2.5 to 3. So, I mean, like,
yeah, Honda Civic's like 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, it's crazy. And these planes arguably may have lower horsepower than that Honda Civic as well. I think Tom only has 100 horse. Ooh, plopped it in very nicely.
Got it straightened out very nicely, too, right at the end there.
Yeah. So if you remember at St. Joe, he was having some brake issues and then got them super sensitive.
That's right. He, like, overcompensated, got them like, tuned in. They were very aggressive.
Yeah, so it looks like he's put in a lot of practice since then and gotten it straightened out.
And you were correct, by the way. Tom Pond, that airplane, Rotax 912, 100 horsepower on the front. Dave Curley, who's now on short final, supercharged Rotax 912. So he's got a little bit more go juice.
Yeah. Love those landing lights. Nice and short. I mean, looks somewhere around 75 feet-ish, maybe. Yeah, 77 feet. So our lowest number in the last class, 195. These numbers are well below that. So combined total for Tom Pond on his first run, 179, and David Curley, 168.
And then don't forget Steve Sly in the Zenith would also be competing in this class. His best score was 395.
Yes. But yeah, I think Tom is thinking about putting a different engine on the front of that airplane, so he's going to get some more horsies.
The paint job. Whew. I mean, he knows how to fly it, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
The paint job behooves more horsepower.
Yes.
But you're going to have that paint job and look that cool, that race car-y. You got to have some more ponies on the front.
This is true.
I'll throw $10 in on that.
Yeah.
You want to do a little GoFundMe action, or I'll be a sponsor. I'll pay him. I get $10 if he puts a sticker. It's about maybe a little bit more than that. I don't know. We'll see. See if he can sweet talk me around the campfire tonight.
Yeah.
Don't forget, folks, nationalstol.com/fans. nationalstol.com/fans. You can get the behind-the-scenes access to National Stol, as well as get those Air Boss and Airband comms during the competition. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And we were talking about eStol before. That's the other thing. If you want to get involved in that, nationalstol.com/chat.
Yes.
Get on the Discord. Cam's in that Discord. I'm in the Discord, hanging around sometimes. You can come talk about National Stol, but mostly it's an eStol place where we coordinate all the eStol events and the competitors. You can learn what you need to install on your machine or your Xbox, things like that. So nationalstol.com/chat if you want to get involved in eStol. Pretty cool thing. While these two pilots come in on final approach, we want to talk about our friends at Red Tag Art. Red Tag Art is innovative and handcrafted art and home goods that are crafted from red-tagged aircraft parts, which are no longer viable for flight use. Each new design starts with red tag aircraft parts and seeing those parts for what they are, not what they are anymore, but what they could be. Here's Tom Pond now.
Little burst of power.
Yeah, big balloon there.
Yeah.
Revving.
Ooh.
Big shocks doing big shock things.
Yeah, he directed a lot of energy into the ground. It's the name of the game.
Talk about that more, Cam. Like, what do you mean when you're directing energy into the ground?
Yeah, so if you put more energy into the ground, there's less of it going across the ground, so you're going to be able to stop a lot earlier than what you would if you were to put a nice greaser down and get it across the grass. So our pilots are trying to really direct as much energy into the ground without destroying their airplanes, which is going to be pretty hard for a lot of these airplanes like Tom's with all those crazy shocks that he's got.
Big old shocks.
I mean, they're made for this. This is not a passenger comfort flight by any means.
Similar, there's same aircraft type.
Yeah.
Ish. But, like, the shocks definitely, like, based on where they're mounted, right? Like, you can see that Tom's shocks are mounted further up on the fuselage. So they can compress more. Before we move on, I just want to say, go check out Red Tag Art. We really appreciate their help. They make a lot of the trophies for our competitors, including our annual trophies. Go to redtagart.com, and they can kind of make anything. If you have an idea, I was pitching them ideas, and they're like, we can do that. So, yeah, go check out Red Tag Art. So, yeah, like, let's go back. I mean, so you got the Just Highlander and the Just Aircraft Super STOL, kind of like same family of airplanes. I want to point out that Tom Pond has also perfectly matched the Pantone color of his aircraft and his helmet. They're perfectly lined up.
You know whose plane that is, for sure.
David Curley coming up to the line.
And the grasshopper, so we got all the hoppers right now.
Dave Curley out in front of Tom Pond in practice here with a combined score of 168 compared to 179, so an 11-foot lead. Ooh. Style points.
Yeah.
Letting that supercharger get... I was about to say let the supercharger get spooled up, but that's... The supercharger's always spooled up. So, you know, supercharger, turbocharger. Google it. Dave Curley off the ground with a 90-foot takeoff. Tom Pond with 105. So got a little bit of a battle between the two of them, but there's a lot more sport competition coming up. We've got Dakota Hudak in a Kitfox, Gary Varga and James Johnson in S7s, Matt Dorsum in his Kitfox 4, Scott Tyree in a Kitfox 4, TJ Johnson in a...
He should be in a Kitfox
5. Must be a Kitfox 5. Tyler Furman here in a Rans S7, and William Vaughn in a 701. So we got a lot more sport pilot action on the way.
All right, Tom. High, modulating it down. Yeah.
That was the epitome of chop, plop, and drop. Hello to Jetnor in the chat. Where are you from, Jetnor? Let us know. Say hi.
Yeah.
Dave Curley coming in now.
See just a little bit different style of landing from David Curley compared to what you just saw with Tom. It's similar though, just David's a little slower on approach.
There's a gust for him to deal with now coming through the booth. Ooh.
Nice.
I think, is it fair to use the word yeet?
Yeah.
I feel like he yeeted the tail down. He was like, it needs to be now. Blam. Like, pulled back on the stick. But it worked for him.
Yeah, it totally worked for him.
Speaking of yeeting a tail wheel, if you need to yeet a tail wheel, maybe you yeeted it a little too hard, and you are fed up with tail wheel shimmy. Maybe you're looking for a sleeker design with the added security of a locking tail wheel. Proudly made in America, Tundra tail wheels deliver exactly what you need. You can join countless STOL champions who trust Tundra tail wheels. Their products are not compatible with Leaf Spring, T3, Acme Aero, and TK1 suspensions. You can upgrade your aircraft today at tundratailwheel.com. Thanks, Tundra Tailwheel.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to go to commercial and be back in just a moment.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Kyle Patterson, and I'm flying the new to me, the Cessna Cub, one of Clint's early creations. Going from my last airplane, I really have enjoyed flying this. It's has a higher cruise speed, about 115, 120 miles an hour, and still lands slow, and can go fly in the backcountry and off airport, and still get that performance and pack a load and go somewhere. So I've just really enjoyed learn how to fly it and hopefully work up to a Badlands one day. Thank you.
Good morning. My name's Pat McIntyre. I'm a pilot from Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm flying the Badlands Traveler, designed by Clint Busenitz. This one was a build assist with Jared Garrettson. I fly the Badlands Traveler because it'll cruise 130 miles an hour. It'll stall about 25 miles an hour, and it'll carry 1,000, 1,100 pounds of useful load, and it'll carry it really well. It takes off great when it's heavy. It flies slow when it's heavy. It's just a great all-around airplane. The Badlands Traveler, the magic behind this airplane is this wing that Clint designed. It's the most stable wing I've ever flown on any tailwheel, Cub, backcountry, STOL type airplane. It just feels rock solid, even all the way down, flying slow in the 30s, even upper 20s. Obviously, we we've added slats to this one. I'm not sure Clint's the biggest fan of that, although he's flown it a few times with slats. But it's just a great performer. Absolutely, just almost a dream airplane for me, and I love getting to fly it every day.
Basically, every time I do an install, I go in and I download all of the latest manuals to make sure that everything's interconnected correctly. We don't miss anything. We don't miss any on-off switches, any warning lights.
You said that the most common position for the CEO Guardian's over there on the right side?
Yeah, it would be generally somewhere in this area. And, you know, if you went into the panel, and obviously you can go into the panel, and with this particular one I showed you the panel, he's basically got a 275. His ELT is going to be here. You've got USB charging port and programming port, which will be tied into these, is going to be here. Then you've got Bose, these 2 audio jacks here, and this particular prop de-ice one is going to end up in this here. You can build something off of this flange, which you could put the CO Guardian here. You could mount it to the top or the bottom of the glove box. Or if you're going to do a panel mount, you've got the mount holes, and I think there's 7, 9 holes that actually go through the panel, and basically I would cut those.
And welcome back to Sport Class Practice here at Sodbusters STOL, part of the National STOL 2026 season. My name is Ryan Dabrowski. I'm joined on the mic by Cam Walton, and we are about midway through practice today.
Yes.
And the story of the day started as smoke, which, by the way, if you're a pilot, you know what the METAR code for smoke is, and that's definitely how it felt this morning driving up here. The story has changed, though, Cam. I think it's shifting to mechanical turbulence. I think we're moving from smoke. I mean, we're VFR here, Oshkosh, just north of us, where everyone's flying to for the big show, is VFR currently. But now we're switching to a mechanical turbulence mode because we've got this big tree line on short final. There's Gary Varga.
All right.
He's the next shirtless wonder. Gary Varga taking off there in the Rans S7. I got another S7 taxiing up to the line. That big tree line with the slight crosswind from the left is creating a lot of mechanical turbulence down on short final for the competitors. Jeff Pohl just reported back to race control and said, "Man, it's nasty." That's the quote.
Ooh.
"Man, it is nasty, that turbulence off the tree." So that's the challenging situation here in Hartford. Typically we fly off of 1836 here, which is like the actual just turf runway they have. It's the runway I soloed on.
Nice.
Off of runway 18 there. And so that's where we've competed the last few years. We've always had a crosswind. And so the folks at Hartford rolled this runway out. We've got this new kind of not really a runway, like it's just for us area that we're using here at the airport. And it's beautiful, beautifully mowed and beautifully rolled. But again, as you can see, Gary Varga coming around these trees, as he gets down below the top, the way the wind interacts mechanically with those trees really can create a turbulent condition for the aircraft.
Excellent explanation of that.
Thanks. Thanks for strapping in with that. Yeah.
But yeah, like Ryan said, as soon as Gary gets below that tree line, probably see him hit a burble and have to do some
Let's
corrections.
watch his wings here.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right there. Adding all that power too. And he's trying to get a little bit on the nose as it's almost like they're turning around into the wind there.
Yeah. Pretty good recovery job from Gary Varga.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to get used to it, right?
Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
I love that. So, I mean, this is the thing, though. Like, I'm curious. We could talk to the pilots about it tonight, but, like, what's better? Would you rather have a persistent, like, 6 to 10 knot crosswind? Or would you rather have, like, wind on the nose, mostly, but deal with that tree line?
Yeah. James Johnson getting it over the line. Nice little bounce there, but he's got it settled back in. Sub 175 foot landing there.
That was well done.
Yeah, absolutely.
These guys are always making a strong case for me to buy an S7.
Yeah, and it's not a bad looking airplane either.
It's not a bad looking airplane.
Man.
Sorry. Not a bad look. I'm just thinking about all the times I've almost bought one.
Or been pitched one.
Yeah. You know, every time anyone is moving up to a Badlands, they're like, "Hey, Ryan, would you like a Rans S7? I almost bought this one, this yellow and white one here. That used to be Pat McIntyre's plane, and I even had my kids sit in it. It was close." Woo! There we go, Gary.
Yeah, that's cool.
Now, here's the other thing I was going to say about this whole mechanical turbulence thing. If you are coming in to land backcountry, that's just a part of it. That's a reality.
Yeah. There's some strips where, there's only one way in and out, and it doesn't matter what the winds are doing. If you're coming, you have to get in there. James. So his last takeoff was 95 feet. Gary Varga's last takeoff was 119, his first run, I should say. And for Gary Varga's second run, 113, so he's improving. And so is James Johnson. So from 95 to 93 for James on that takeoff. And you got a visual of them on, looks like Gary's on base, turning final.
Be coming around the bend. There he is, just peeking around the trees. So now what's he going to do differently, right? I feel like my instinct, not a flight instructor, not even a competitive STOL pilot, but just someone who's watched this a lot, my instinct would be to get down below it sooner.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the right instinct or not. He is coming right at us.
I'm with you though. Yeah, right. But I'm with you. I want to
there
have
it is. There
more
you
of
hit
a
it.
stabilized approach.
I mean, that was well done by Gary Varga.
Oh!
I jinxed it for him. He almost had it, too. He almost had it arrested.
Yeah.
And the way he handled that turbulence compared to the first time around was well done. You saw him working through the brake modulation. And actually, now different than what we saw earlier today. Like, the prop was very obviously damaged with our first prop strike of the day. This one with Gary, I'm not seeing, certainly needs to be inspected up close. But it's not in pieces.
Right.
Like, it's definitely, maybe a little bend there. I can kind of see at the bottom of the tip there. And so that's a bummer for Gary. Yeah, it looks like he's got a bent prop tip there.
Yeah.
Well, they'll obviously go inspect it. And we are not mechanics, certainly not from 100 feet away. But
what's cool about these airplanes is that even with prop strikes, they're at such low RPM that sometimes, and as we've seen in the past, if the blade just has discoloration from the grass, like it's just missing some paint, it's okay, as long as it wasn't violently stopped at a higher RPM. But of course, we're going to get a report back as to the condition for Gary Varga's plane, which used to be Pat McIntyre's, as you mentioned, and the both of us actually have.
Yeah, we
flight
got a little
time
bit
in.
of stick time in that plane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So James Johnson coming around again. Nice go around. Did a go around there, and that's just part of it.
Yeah.
Ready to do another pattern. Now, typically when a pilot goes around, they don't do their best landing next.
Right. You're a little jostled.
Just it's non-standard, right?
Yeah.
They're all lined up, they're ready to go, and then something upsets the apple cart a little bit. So we'll see what happens here for James Johnson. He is coming in now on final. A couple folks in the chat. Lexi Duncan, our head line judge, chief line judge, says, Gary handled that very well.
Yeah. All right, James. So, yeah, he just battled a burble low to the ground. So, the wind be doing some things out there.
He's going to give it a lot of distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just going to let that roll out.
It's okay. It's just practice.
It's just practice, and practice does make perfect. He's going to taxi back to the line. Where is he at right now? So James Johnson did not stop on that last one. 263, currently like third place-ish if we were to have the competition today. 10 feet ahead of Gary Varga. Now, Gary Varga, if this were competition, would be DQ'd on that.
Yeah.
Can't get a score when you have a prop strike. So he would be holding in fourth. We still have a whole bunch of sport class competitors that have not practiced and that we'll see in competition tomorrow. So this is not going to be indicative of what the competition's going to be like. That's the other kind of plane I really think about buying. Maybe not in purple, but the glass air. Ooh, James Johnson. Yeah, I think it's either a Glass Star or a Sportsman.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're very similar. And that one in the purple is not my color, but it's pretty. Like, it's a well-made airplane. I took a quick little peek at it. So those are nice because they're fast in cruise. If you need to get to a STOL comp, right? You need to fly to announce a STOL competition.
You'll get there.
Glass Star may be faster than the Champ.
Yeah, by a lot.
100%. So we have a heat of one right now, and while we go around there, it's funny. It's as if on cue, you won't be able to see him on camera, but Jerry Clemens is walking by the booth right now. I want to talk about how grateful we are for his support here at National STOL. Clemens Insurance is the most affordable and best insurance coverage available. They maintain the highest standard of excellence. We're laughing because Jerry himself yelled, "No, it's not." He's trolling us as he walks by. Clemens Insurance is used by not only, obviously, Jerry, but so many of our competitors. And so really appreciate the support of Clemens Insurance. James Johnson on kind of like a long final there right now. We also want to talk about our friends at iFly EFB by Adventure Pilot. It's a complete EFB app for Android, iOS, and Windows that has all the advanced features pilots want in the most intuitive flight planning and navigation solution on the market. iFly EFB brings together the perfect balance of technology and real-world flight experience. The big thing, it's on all those platforms, man.
Yeah, dude.
You don't need to buy a specific piece of technology for your EFB.
Right. You can have your iPad, but also have your Android phone.
Right.
Yeah.
James Johnson, good over the line. That right main touching down.
Yeah.
That was butter.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. See, we're getting gun shy now. She's squirrely out there.
But I think it appears that Gary Varga's airplane is okay. Everyone was given.
Like I said, we were seeing it from 100 feet away, so
he Yeah, he just walked by and gave us thumbs up. Everyone who was checking out the airplane also gave us thumbs up as they were walking by. I don't think that's because we're just that cool. We are, but I think
No, I mean it.
I think they were saying that his airplane is good to go.
And that's what I was saying. Like from 100 feet away, it's hard to tell, what was going on with the prop that hit the dirt. But it is, it was definitely not a violent impact. So a lot of people like touching it right now. Like if it's not cutting your hand, it's not bent.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
Yeah, especially for those carbon fiber props. I mean, they it seems like they would be susceptible to some easy damage being carbon fiber. It's so brittle. It's strong, but
Right.
it's brittle.
James Johnson, what was his last score? Oh, a little bit. No, same. Sorry, I was going to be a little bit better. No, his best was still his first run. 263 was the best. Last one was 302.
Yeah, but still, man, 302 combined effort. Still some ridiculous numbers from airplanes.
Our friends at Sarasota Avionics are also a long-term partner of National STOL. National STOL. Sorry, Sarasota Avionics. Let me start over. Sarasota Avionics is also a long-term partner of National STOL. They're your authorized Garmin dealer and #1 aircraft avionics installing dealer in the nation for panel mount GPS avionics systems with upfront pricing, superior service, and expert consultants. They're your one-stop shop for your next avionics upgrade. I bet they're getting a lot of phone calls right now. Garmin's had a couple big releases in the last week or so.
Yeah, they are probably doing some installs. While I'm pretty sure they've got a team up here at Oshkosh, but also have the majority of everybody back home and installing those access screens.
Whew.
Yeah, dude.
Integrated GPS.
Yeah, that's crazy.
One box. So here's Scott Tyree. Under his aircraft information for us in the booth, it says that it gives us his tail number and that he's got a Kitfox 4, and that always gives us a color so that we can kind of help identify which airplanes which, especially in a day like today. You got 40 different airplanes, right?
Mm-hmm.
His color is listed as not Cub yellow. That's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I like that. That was pretty good.
I know he's always on the fence of, am I going to sell this airplane or am I going to keep it? And he was selling it. I think he's going to keep it for now. But I think at some point when you're an aircraft owner, you are on the fence like that.
Okay.
Yeah. It looked like he barely tapped the elevator.
Yeah, the Red River Fox. I have on good authority that Scott Tyree just spent 3 days studying with Pat McIntyre.
Yes.
So that's going to make a difference. Get a little instruction from one of the unlimited class competitors can really help.
Especially when they started out in this class just a few years ago.
Right. TJ Johnson on the line in the white 2021 Kitfox 5. This aircraft's powered by a Rotax 912. 120 horsepower, though. Got a few extra horsies. Constant speed prop on that baby.
Nice.
And lots of speed mods on that airplane too. Got to keep the cruise speed running.
Yeah, he's competed with us before. He was at Oklahoma a couple years back, and I've seen him on the circuit with the Arkansas/Birds Backcountry Flight Festival competition. He's been out there, so he's a known competitor for sure, especially in that aircraft.
So the story of the day again, this mechanical turbulence. Let's see how Scott Tyree handles it. Got a lot more wind coming through the booth right now. Yeah, currently almost 11 knots now.
Yeah, he's out there battling it.
Down low. Hold it off, Scott. Oh, there we go. Oh, little bounce. Hit a little bump there.
Yeah.
Launched him into the air. I hear something flying overhead that sounds different. Everyone's looking up at it. Might be some... Those... What are those, Cam? They all have gear down, so are they coming in for a landing?
Are they T6s? And a random high wing behind it?
Are they T6s?
They didn't sound like they were making the classic T6 sound.
And they all have gear down, and it doesn't look like they're actually coming in.
Huh.
If you at home know what kind of airplanes those are, please put it in the chat. Okay. Oh, chipmunks? That's cool.
Yeah, lots of chipmunks, it looks like. BT-36.
Wonder if Alvin's up there. Here, by the way, there's still a STOL comp happening. We've got 13 miles an hour of wind. Nicely done. Oh yeah, just turn the prop off. Yeah.
Oh,
Hal
yeah.
Stockman maneuver. Let's kill the engine. Less thrust, even at idle. Gonna get you stopped. TJ Johnson. While they taxi back, I want to talk about our friends at EarthX Batteries. That's a big, like, standard upgrade you can do to a home-built aircraft. Big weight savings, still got insane cranking power, available for both experimental and certified aircraft. 80% lighter than lead-acid batteries manufactured in the USA. Reliable, safe, long-lasting. They actually last 2 to 3 times longer than traditional batteries.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. You might say that's bonkers. 80% lighter. So thanks to EarthX for that. We really appreciate your support, EarthX. Scott Tyree.
It's good flying out there.
Don't forget, folks, nationalstol.com/vote. Nationalstol.com/vote. You got a lot of nationalstol.com slashes. You could /vote, /chat, /fans.
Yeah.
Any of those three.
Yeah. Didn't see if he touched back down or not.
It felt clean to me. So looking back at it, though, I want to go walk the runway, like the threshold area before the start-finish line. I'm curious how bumpy it is over there, just because what we saw with that little launch that happened. So I'm curious about that. And then I'm curious about talking. So the mechanical rotor from the tree line is a storyline. The other thing we have only seen a little bit is this rise right here between 125 and 175. It's a little bit of a ramp. And I'm just curious if that's going to become an issue for pilots. It could help you. You could launch off of it, right? Get a little extra vertical motion, but also if you are settling on takeoff, if you're one of our more high-performance competitors, you could be settling right into that, and it could take, where you wouldn't have 20 feet earlier. Here's Scott Tyree. Little burst of power when he didn't really need it, I feel like, at the end there. Yeah, he's just going to roll that one out. Oh, is he going to stop? He's not.
Nope.
So, yeah, a little burst of power. That might have been a smoothing thing. Cam, I don't know if in your tailwheel transition, if that was a thing. I always felt like that was the one thing. I never really got wheel landings right, but I felt like I was really good at like adding that little goose of power when you're coming in, just like descending just a little too hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels more important. It's not. It's the same probably importance, right? As a nose wheel airplane, but it just felt like it was something that happened more. Maybe it's just the slower, higher drag airplane. You're just descending more.
Yeah, I feel like it took me a while with the wheel landings and just feeling comfortable with them. And now it's the majority of what I do when I'm in the Champ. I was just living in wheel landing life, but the 3-point landings are where the bread and butter is for me. All right, TJ looks good over the line. All right, looks like Scott is taxiing back to the line. They're both going to give us their third run.
This class gets so competitive. Matt Dorsum in particular has, I mean, it's just so fun to watch him fight with all the other sport pilots.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if you're here in Hartford, that was a good reminder. Drink some water.
Ooh, yeah.
Put some sunscreen on. Your STOL dad over here.
You do need the sunscreen for sure. You need the water most importantly, but don't want to get burnt out here, especially if your plans are to continue on to Oshkosh next week. That is a lot of sun.
I thought you were about to say to me that's a lot of sunscreen. I look like the Joker over here. You can put it on camera broadcast. You can. I don't care. Look how white. Look like I'm auditioning for Batman. Don't worry, I'll mix it in. Here goes Scott Tyree. Or do I just leave it?
Just go
Is
like
it better
classic.
Just to leave it? Why so serious? You want to know why I got these scars? That's how I feel right now. I look like a clown. I look like a literal clown. That's the thing that's on the internet now. All right, I'm gonna fix this.
All right, TJ Johnson on the go. Trying to remember the name of his aircraft. I think it's next month. Thanks for confirmation from race control, because you know when you got an airplane and you want to put cool stuff on it, you always have plans to do it tomorrow, but it ends up being next month. And our pilots are in the pattern right now. We're going to see how Scott is going to handle this landing due to that mechanical turbulence that we're experiencing. The wind has pretty much died down, but we can expect a gust at any moment, which will throw off Scott's game. So he can get stabilized for how the conditions are now, but as soon as those wind conditions change, there's either an application of power, pulling back on the stick, or just letting it ride out. So he's high, and if you're in the crowd, high and to your left on final. Settling in, he's going to forego riding those rotors coming off those trees, and the wind has picked back up. So his wind conditions are changing. He's got a little spice out there, got a little energy as he crosses the line around the 125 mark. And with all that energy, he's just going to taxi it out. He's not going to worry about stopping. And TJ Johnson on base final right now, making that turn. And if you've noticed, most of the pilots are turning out wide so they can have that nose into the wind right now, because we are experiencing some crosswind conditions at the moment. He's behind the judge or the
Air Boss tent.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're, I know everyone's very concerned. I fixed my face. It still looks a little white on camera, but I'm not the Joker anymore.
You're not going to be red later.
Yeah. So, I'm back, ladies. You got to take care of yourself.
You do.
I'm going to be in the sun all week. Can't get burned today.
Exactly.
Okay. Gave about a plane length. Oh, still doing the Hal Stockman maneuver.
Yeah.
I love that. And here's the best part: if your engine's off, you prop strike.
Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it.
You're reducing a lot of potential damage. So that's TJ's got the real strategy.
Mm-hmm.
He's strat maxing. Is that what the kids say?
That's what they say.
We're maxing. We're stole maxing.
Stole maxing, absolutely. 149 on that landing for TJ, so combined total for that run, 293. I want to give a shout out to Burstix TV in the chat asking about how the smoke is doing. We're actually pretty good here.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I think I can see. It almost feels like there's another. Like, I feel like visibility is actually reduced since we started. It was quite poor when I arrived at the field around 10 a.m. It got considerably better.
Yeah.
Now it feels like we might be reducing. I have a friend who flies corporate who just said that coming into Mitchell International today, just a few minutes ago, visibility was 10 miles. Oh, like exactly 10 miles.
Okay.
So, workable. Yeah, Burstix, they're stole maxing while I'm looks maxing. Skin maxing? No, that doesn't sound good at all. Thank God it's practice. Okay,
Yes.
So check out who is coming out now. We got Nick Ardillo.
Looks like Brady Bergen.
Brady Bergen with the gun racks. The triumphant return of
Yeah.
a gun case to National STOL. As you know, a gun case adds 10 horsepower
Yeah.
to every airplane. So this must be the Cub class, everybody. And the vintage Cub class. Look, we got our champ coming up.
Yeah, is that Ron flying right now? I think so.
Ron or Glenn?
Because I think Glenn was doing drone work.
Ron. Yeah, Ron's at the controls of the champ, so. By the way, while I was applying my face, Dave, I don't know if you covered this, but Dave Curley with the best score of practice for the sport class with a combined score of 157.
Ooh, I did not cover it. That's a pretty impressive number there.
More than 20 feet away from Tom Pond. So it's going to be, I think the real battle will be the battle for third in sport class. Now, Cub class, we got Nick Ardillo on the line. We got Brady Bergen. Here's Nick Ardillo. See, Nick Ardillo, I feel like he usually places podium or like just off.
Yeah.
He's like one of those competitors based on the aircraft he has. He's always either just off or on the podium. And he's flying that Carbon Cub SS. Brady Bergen. This is like a Supercub replica that he built. It's a very modern airplane. And look at how short that aircraft got off the ground. Brady Bergen coming in hard at St. Joe, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we really got to see that aircraft perform his own build. Like you said, it's the, was it PA-18 replica?
And now it's something totally different. The champ, definitely. Okay, so not enough energy to get the champ off in And so he aborted that takeoff, which is the right thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just about to say the Champ, you're going to see longer takeoff runs from the Champ because it's just a different class of airplane.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, right now we have the flags are indicating, the feather flags are indicating like almost a direct crosswind. So I mean, like that definitely wasn't going to help the Champ out.
Yeah, it needs a little bit more on the nose. So well decided. You know, you always, as a pilot, we talk about doing our pre-takeoff briefs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm guessing that he been pre-briefed with himself. If I'm not off the ground by X, usually it's half the runway length, I think most people decide.
Yeah.
Depends on the aircraft. If I'm not off by half the runway, I gotta put the brakes on it. St. Joe, that runway is like 50,000 feet long. Not actually, but like, you know what I mean? It's like a very long runway. And I remember saying to my friend who was in the cockpit with me, I said, you know, hey, if we're not off by half, he's like, dude, this runway's so long. If you're not off by like a quarter, we got some decisions to make.
This is true. I mean, it was a huge runway. It looks like Ron is making the decision to hold off right now. It looks like he's taking it back to the corral. So that means that we should have Nick Ardillo on final. I can see his landing lights. We'll see how he deals with this crazy wind in those trees. And I say crazy just because it's somewhat of a crosswind and they're dealing with that mechanical turbulence. Slight burbles out there. He's got it under control. There we go. We're going to hear that power come out, and he's good over the line. And stopped just short of 210 feet, looks like. Next up, Brady Bergen. With the gun cases on the struts.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mod you got to do. You got to be able to do a little hunting in the backcountry, but like we've seen with Luke Spohr, I mean, and Brady only has one. Luke had two, so this is only half the extra horsepower and lift that Luke had, but
all right, low and slow is the way that Brady is choosing. And power's coming out good over the line. A little burst to stabilize the tail.
I feel like Hartford is quickly establishing itself as the most difficult conditions year over year for our pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, each airport represents a different set of challenges. You know, the next event after this is Pinedale, Wyoming. We're like over a mile up in the mountains.
Yeah.
So density, altitude's a real thing. And obviously we had like a wind event there after competition closed years back. Moses Lake a few years ago, very heavy winds. But a lot of those things, maybe it's because I'm sitting here right now, but I feel like Hartford year over year is always just a little gnarly for the competitors.
Yeah. We've seen it in the past few years. We've seen some amazing takeoffs from here, but also just windy conditions, sometimes crosswinds, and then some nose overs, some hard landings, broken brakes.
It's true. We did have some broken brakes.
Yeah.
But then Pinedale last year, I think that was Checkers or Wreckers, right?
Yeah.
From Jody Card. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It is really hard. For flat scenery, it's really hard to beat this field. I mean, it is just amazing.
Ooh, Nick Ardillo.
Yeah.
Be still my heart. That was one heck of a takeoff. Yeah, if you like trees, corn, and grass, and cows.
It's just a typical Midwest scenery. Like, it's the best. I love driving cornfields. I don't know why. It's just something that I enjoy doing.
Have you heard about our friends in Iowa?
Yes. Done it there, too. And Nebraska.
Oh, Bergen a little early. He knew it, too. I could see his face in the cockpit. He was like, ah! Like, he pulled it way too early.
And also Brady Bergen riding a high off of Valdez. He went up there and showed out as well. We just have some really accomplished pilots amongst our roster.
Yeah, Brady Bergen flew a Badlands, right?
Mm-hmm.
At Valdez, 41-foot takeoff from Valdez. And then I think the plane, sadly, the plane that we saw nose over during the rookie class today, that was being flown by Jared Garrettson at Valdez.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see what his... he landed in 27 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In that aircraft. Nick Ardillo, short final. Good over the line.
Little extra energy.
Yeah, he's going to just roll that puppy out.
Yeah, enough runway to face into the crosswind that we're having right now, so that also helps slow him down. And next up, Brady Bergen. Passing the far tree line out there. And the wind has completely died down.
Yeah, it's silent here in the booth.
So he's going to be battling no wind conditions at the moment. I mean, it's very, very light. Said no problem. Got it over the line. And it stopped sub 100.
We are seeing, I mean, the stories between these two pilots as well, right? Like, Nick's from Dallas, flies for a major airline.
Mm-hmm.
The number of hours he has between his airline flying and his Air Force flying, he used to fly refueling aircraft. You really see it in his pilotage, right? Like, it's just like so precise. His approaches are always so, maybe the most stabilized you're going to see in National STOL. Like, I feel like I say the same thing about Piperzilla.
Oh, yeah.
With Jeff Abrams at the controls, right? You can just tell when someone's put in tens of thousands of hours of flying time.
Yeah. Perfect rotation. I mean, he went airborne before the tail wheel even touched. It wasn't even fully like rotated down, and the mains were off the ground.
Yeah, he got that one timed perfectly. Brady Bergen, younger dude.
Yep.
Manhattan, Kansas.
Yep, working with Jarrett, building airplanes. Definitely has some hands on some Badlands Travelers that have been built in the past few months. Oh, yeah. course, this is his own design on the PA-18. I know that Keith Lang had some time in that aircraft and said that everything that he would want in the Cub, that aircraft has.
I want to say hi to a couple more people hanging out in the chat. We've talked about Burst Sticks. Also, Wicked Witch is here. Av Nation is here. Haven Art is here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Haven Art saying, I may not be the best looking guy, but I am a fun guy. Well done. So we've got even more cool things for you today, and we're just having a day filled with either chillness or gnarliness.
It's both sides of the spectrum. Nice landing.
You got highs and lows. See, Nick's in practice mode. I think he's going to stop that 10 feet shorter.
Probably. I just loved how it was a 3-point landing, and it was completely solid. There was no bouncing. I mean, like, it happened so fast. I just didn't. It just looked like the shocks just absorbed everything. All right, Brady Bergen on final right now. And once again, starting out final with no wind. I think we've got just a small gust happening right now. But the winds are very light. And he looks like he's got it assured over the line.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah. I love that he's on the brakes, got a little power introduced just to get it all solid. Have some wind over the tail for a little bit more authority. And Brady's getting it all taxied out. We should have some more. Actually, yeah. I guess we're gonna have some more vintage Cub or some more sport. Looks like.
I mean, I'm curious what the vintage Cub competitors are gonna do because they just saw the Champ not have enough.
Right. Yeah.
So are the J3? I mean, now, is the J3 gonna be able to do it?
I mean, J3 is gonna be lighter. So I mean, if there's enough wind down the pipe. Yes?
Yes? Question mark. So we'll find out if vintage Cub class is going to practice today or not. We had Glenn Roberts also in that Champ, Justin Coletti in a J3, and Simon Smith in a Sport Trainer.
It looks like Kirk is out.
Yep, Kirk Neese. And Kevin Johnson could be out as well if he's here. That may be Kevin Johnson rolling up right now. Race number 18. Oh, that's Simon Smith.
Okay.
Simon Smith in a Sport Trainer. So that's going to be vintage Cub class.
Mm-hmm.
So the vintage Cub class and the Cub class, obviously, if you're in aviation, you know what a Cub is. Basically, it's this. It's a version of this yellow airplane. You saw him in the intro of the practice session. The big differentiator between Cub class and vintage Cub class, they have less horsepower. They're under 100 horsepower,
yep.
And they don't have flaps. We haven't talked about that a lot today. You can see it on the Champ, or maybe now the best way to show you is on this Sport Trainer, which looks basically like a J3 Cub.
Yeah.
No, the flaps are the inboard control surface closest to the fuselage. So let's go like way back. The main body of the airplane is called the fuselage.
Mm-hmm.
You attach the wings to the fuselage. On the wings, there are a couple of different control surfaces. Most commonly in airplanes, just in general, you have ailerons, which are on the outside. They control the rolling of the airplane. And then you turn by using ailerons, rudder, and elevator, all three controls. And then the flaps are on the inside of the wing if the airplane has them, and a lot of old vintage planes don't. Flaps, when you drop them or pop them, they add lift, but they also add drag, and they help you have a higher descent rate at certain speeds.
Yeah.
You can also use them on takeoff for a little more lift. So you'll see STOL pilots drop them down to get a little burst of lift. In a Cessna 172 or something like that that has electric flaps, you will just pop them down like a notch just to get a little extra lift. And then you slowly retract them. Because as you retract them, if it added lift, you're losing lift, you can actually get yourself into trouble. So watch here, the flaps are on the inside, boom, they come down, pulls back, pulled back way too early for the wind conditions and the speed of the airplane.
Yeah, it's barely any wind right now.
Hot, high density altitude, humid, all these things are impacting the airplane performance. Now, we've got less than 100 horsepower here in this sport trainer. Simon Smith at the controls. It's got an 0200, so it's got 100 horsepower.
Yeah.
Very J3-like looking.
Yeah, just with like a shorter Supercub cowling on the front. Maybe Cub Special, if you want to call it that.
I mean, it's definitely working harder than the Cub class airplane that Kirk is flying.
Yeah. Which should be the same engine, if I'm
It
not
is the
mistaken.
same engine.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, this is wild. I think this could literally just be a flaps thing, because Kirk's aircraft, 2007 Cub Crafters, Carbon Cub, Sport, 0200, weighs 860 pounds,
Ooh,
26-inch wheels. Simon Smith's aircraft, the 2000 WAG Aero Sport Trainer, so it's a home-built version of a Cub, basically. It is 850 pounds, so it's 10 pounds lighter, but 29-inch bush wheels, so bigger tires, more drag from the tires, and no flaps. That's the big difference between the two besides the pilot. Both experimental designs.
All right.
There's Kirk. And if I'm not mistaken, Cam, this is what our friend Kelly Qualls flies as well?
Yep, exact same type of aircraft.
So this is much like the Legend AL3, right? Like this Cub Crafter Sport. It's kind of that amalgamation of J3 Super Cub B type airplane.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of joy, especially watching Kelly's social videos online, like watching him fly.
Yeah, he does love slipping it in like a whole bunch. Flying with him at his home airport has been a joy. I've done it a few times with him before I was even a tailwheel pilot.
Here's the WAG Aero. I love the Snoopy on the front.
Yeah. And it's actually in that that color spectrum that you like, right? Like you like the more mustardy yellows, the more brownish.
Yeah, the more like orangish yellows versus some of the yellows of the Cubs get a little pale. Give it a little bit of that like warmth, like sunsetty. Just a hair, like notch that slider more towards orangey.
Yeah.
But there's like what did our friends at AirTech Coating say? It's like There's like 100 Cub Yellows.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, I enjoy that. I like the old patina, you know, like that, like you said, sun-kissed, just that look on these type of aircraft. All right, Kirk flying power. See that rudder working.
See the ramp,
Yeah.
Cam.
Yeah.
He jumped off the ramp. The old Sodbusters Rampadoo.
Yeah. That was cool, though. All right.
Another Rampadoo.
Yep.
That's the new name for it. Sodbusters Rampadoo.
The judges are going to have their work cut out for them because I couldn't even tell when that right main left the ground.
So that's another thing, National STOL thing. Let's get you up to speed, folks.
Yeah.
When we're taking off, we measure from the wheel that leaves the ground last, especially in a crosswind environment like this. You saw in that case, the left wing, it got blown, right? Like a little bit more lift on that side from the crosswind. It got lifted up there. The left main comes off. Right main hangs on. We measure from that right main. It gets really interesting when the main wheel opposite the judges is lifted off the ground because they can't see it.
Yeah. That's why you just can't come out and just point and take a number. Like, you really have to be invested in what's actually happening to give those accurate scores. I like how Kirk landed with his brakes already actuated. Just naturally let it roll out because your brakes aren't going to stop you square like wherever you touch down. There's just way too much energy going on there.
The Sodbusters Rampadoo. You guys have to add that to E-STOL Cat Blue Flame, 100%. You got to make sure it's in the actual E-STOL thing. All right, here we go. Coming in for landing. Nice one.
Yeah, really nice one.
Was it a scratch though? Oh, I think I saw a scratch. Sad panda over here. Hello, by the way, to our friend from Colombia checking in on the worldwide internet.
Oh, yeah.
Glad to have you.
All right, they're getting set up for their last run.
Gary Varga goofing with his plane.
Yeah.
Trying to get it all figured out after that incident. Simon Smith's best landing and takeoff combo. Whoa, look at that spider, dude.
Yo. Oh, yeah.
Whoa. I'm going to send that.
It's a cool crab spider.
What? I'm going to send that to race control. You can put it on the screen for everybody.
Excellent.
No, thank you. Hard pass.
Most spiders are friend-shaped.
You say friend-shaped?
Yep.
This one, does this jump? It looks like it's going to jump.
No.
Dude, it's going to jump at my face.
They're
No, it's got, like, it's doing scary arms. It's doing,
nice.
It's doing scary. Nope, I'm not into it. I am not into it, dude.
They're buddies.
Yeah, that's what I tell my daughters, but
We need them for that mosquito control, fly control.
I agree.
But yeah, I
agree.
I feel you.
It's definitely a bit. It's big. It's a big boy or girl. We don't know. I can't gender a spider. Can't tell. But it's definitely doing the I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna hug you.
It's
That's
doing
what it's
the
doing.
arms. It's doing the big arms thing. I'm not. Everyone thinks I'm overreacting on the stream right now, but once Race Control puts that picture up, they're gonna be like, "I totally get it, Ryan. You're totally not a wimp." That is a spider with a capital S. Okay, back to the action. Kirk Meese.
Very soft on that landing.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Ooh. We got a little bit of, I mean, we're crosswindy right now.
Yeah. Those are the landings that I aspire for. Just nice and soft and short.
Here comes. Sorry, a spider is staring at me. Real professional job, Ryan. Here comes Simon Smith in the 2000 Wag Aero Sport Trainer. He's doing the down low under the trees approach. Let's watch that approach now. Feeding in some elevator. There's the little bit of a burble now. Straighten her back out. Ooh, right on the line.
Killed the engine a little bit, brought it back to life, like we've seen TJ do and the famous Hal Stockman do most of the time.
Yeah, Hal Stockman maneuver. The thing that I don't, it's interesting, the whole Wag Aero line of experimental aircraft, like right now the cost of a J3 Cub on the market that you didn't have to build, right? If they got 65 horsepower as we sit today, I've been looking, they're like $30,000 to $40,000.
Okay.
So you get in the air for the same price as less than the average car costs. Cars are getting kind of silly. But then if you get a 85 to 100 horse, you're in that like 60 to 70 range.
Yeah.
And so at those prices, I'm very curious about Wag Aero with, like, if anyone's building those kits anymore. Because at a certain point, it would be more cost-effective or just fun to build a Wag Aero. But now, prices being what they are for J3s, I don't know. It might cost more to build your own J3. Anyway.
I mean, those
things
numbers.
I think about.
Yeah, absolutely. Because 30 to 40. I mean, that's great pricing. Just a few years ago, it was pretty much a sure bet if you were selling a J3, it would be 50 at least.
For a 65 horse.
Yeah.
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 And I want a little bit more. Like, I trained in 85 horsepower Cubs and 90 horsepower Cubs.
Yep.
And it's kind of it feels like the sweet spot, right? Like you don't have to worry as much about that. You're still burning a little more gas, right?
Just a little bit more.
But about the same.
Yeah.
And it's just giving you a little bit more confidence on a day like today, honestly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go. Spider's still hanging out, just if you're tuning in. Spider's still hanging out. And we've got Nathan Rehawk on the line now in a PA-12.
Okay.
All the way from Wasilla. How cool is that?
That's really cool.
Flew all the way from Wasilla, Alaska.
That's the same spot where Keith Lang is from, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Got some mods to this. Got some slats on the front. You see there. That's another wing control surface we've talked about. You see them on a bunch of the planes flying right now. Oh, look at that. We got the plane that was damaged earlier today. Looks like it's got a new prop on it.
All right.
What? Oh! Okay, the slats are doing work on that PA-12. You heard it in the intro. I said, new Challenger from Alaska. And that's Nathan. Also doing some work in Valdez.
All right. Yeah, in the Super Cruiser.
Pat McIntyre, not quite ready to fly. Traveler there. From Lincoln, Nebraska. Now, here comes Ronnie. Now, here's the thing. Ronnie corrected me on the pronunciation of his last name at the last competition.
Yep.
I believe it's Sainer. Ronnie Sainer.
Because we were saying Sanner.
I think we were saying Sander, so I apologize, Ronnie. He's flying Mike Babcock's plane. That thing is off north with a capital SH. And watched, I mean, you have a unique opportunity right now, folks, to watch. I mean, look at how they activate the flaps, like just really cool. Something completely different. Same family of aircraft now. Hal Stockman in the Badlands Vaquero. Same plane that Micah Lindstrom was flying, but this one unlimited class. Rotax on the front.
Yeah.
Canards on the front. A little more lift. And look at that. That is Hal Stockman. I gotta stop. I gotta come up with another metaphor. It's like the Lotus approach, right? Like adding lightness.
Yeah.
The canards were lighter than weight on the tail. He adds the canards to put the tail down, better angle of attack. Okay, Jared Garrettson. I'm getting pumped up now. The spider's still here. Jared Garrettson. Whoa! Sorry. So Jared Garrettson is flying. He's from Manhattan, Kansas, but he's flying Seth Kraft's aircraft. And look at that. They're already back. PA-12.
Ooh, yeah. That's cool.
That is cool. And what's really cool about that is that's an old design, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Super Cruiser. It came out before the Super Cub. It's like one of those intermediate, it was in between the J3 and the Super Cub. So
he's definitely done some work to it. And the slats on the front, you see the slats on the front of a lot of the aircraft. They help the airflow stay attached to the wing. Here is Pat McIntyre. It looked like it was good over the line to me.
It was very close, which is what you want.
This is the unlimited class, folks. This is like anything goes as long as the FAA says is legal. Current density altitude 3,515 feet. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Because we're only like, 1,000 feet field elevation here?
We can find out. Yeah, 1070 field elevation.
Look at Ronnie Sainer.
Yeah.
That is something.
.61 feet on that landing for Ronnie. 54 feet for his takeoff, so a combined total of 115.
Al Stockman felt like he was coming in a little hot.
Yeah, just a little extra energy.
But what he's making up for, right, like horsepower compared to some of these planes is lower, but lighter. Aircraft's way lighter. And then again, those canards, it's a unique way to increase the available angle of attack instead of adding a lot of traditionally that people add weights on the tail. Look low and to your right, Jared Garrettson working that plane in. They got a new prop on it already. A little bit of drift to his left. Man, he's working it real hard, Over the line, good. Now on the brakes. It's time to whip it out. Bonkers. That was bonkers.
So his takeoff was 57 feet. We're going to see what that landing is. Looked pretty close to 50 feet on that landing. 49 feet for Jared Garrettson. Combined total of 106. That's got to be the shortest for the day.
B to the O to the N to the K to the E to the R to the S. And it's just practice.
So Mike Babcock was the lowest for the day at 81 feet combined total. Jared Garrettson just a little over 20 feet from that number.
Yeah, but that's just run one. And we don't.
Oh, yeah. And there's no wind.
There's no wind right now, and I think the wind's going to come. I mean, interestingly enough, right, like the windsock near us is dead.
Mm-hmm.
But the feather flag closest, actually all the feather flags are, they got a little bit of wind on them.
Just a wee bit. But you'd be surprised how many knots of wind make a difference. Because it's not a lot. Nathan getting ready to show us what he's made of. So his last landing was a scratch. Pulled just a little early on that takeoff. It's still short. It's still crazy short.
So I was saying before, like PA-12, but modified, right? He's got the slats, he's got flaps, he's got big old Kato prop on the front, extended wings. Woo. There we go. Oh, it settled down just a hair. I was like, there's the Pat McIntyre slam and fly. But it settled back down. I don't know if the judges caught it even. I got terrifying news. The spider is gone. Ronnie Sainer. Here comes Hal Stockman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, seriously, where is that spider? Where did it go? Okay. That's a big boy. Jared Garrettson at the line. Edge 918. Brake release. Flaps. Oh, it's flying right away. Dude, I think the most exciting part of the day for me is that in rookie class, that airplane was up on its nose. And they had an extra prop ready to go. And they said, you know what? We can rebuild it.
Yeah.
They said to swap the prop out. And they're ready to go, and they're flying.
I feel like that's kind of the deal, right? Like, if you show up, if Hal Stockman shows up,
yeah, you're fine. Hal's probably got a prop. Yeah, and then the other thing is, it's so funny, right? And I don't think this happens as much anymore in National STOL, but I remember when National STOL was first starting, and people used to give a lot of trouble to Steve Henry for trailering his airplane in.
Oh, yeah.
But those same people that give him trouble would be the first ones to come to his trailer when their airplane broke, because he'd always have the tools and what he needed. Nathan. Oh, man, we are going to see a dogfight tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be seriously crazy.
Sleeper from Wasilla.
Little balloon. Yeah.
Maybe
Just
by design. Yeah, that was really good. Oh, where are we at?
$87-foot landing for Nathan, combined with that 70-foot takeoff, 157. Then Pat McIntyre, 104 on his landing, combined with 92 feet, 196.
Ronnie Sainer, that 43-foot takeoff. What's he going to pair it with?
Ooh. What? Yeah.
Holy cow. Insane.
What is the number?
It's not in yet. I'm just like, it was a scratch.
Oh.
I would like to file a a challenge. I'd like to file a challenge on that one, please. Holy cow. Okay, here comes Hal Stockman now. A little bit of wind coming through the booth. It's going to help him. Ooh, kind of planted it. Kind of picked a spot.
Yeah.
And look how short that was.
Yeah. Love watching Hal like work the flaps, keep it balanced on the mains, like all that work happening just makes it look effortless.
By the way, Ronnie Sander just on the replay there, and definitely was a scratch.
Dang.
Jared Garrettson, man, he is working for it out there. Look at, because he's on the edge, right? So it's just really, anytime these gusts come through, he's really got to work for it. He's going up a little bit higher now, close to the line. Basically, what, 10 mile an hour? I mean, I can't even tell.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's upsetting. I would love to get a GPS tracker on that airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the ground speed today?
Yeah, it's got to be absolutely ridiculous.
And that's only right. Well, we've got a bit more wind now. It's coming and going, but we're having between 10 knots of wind, so that's higher base wind, gusting up to 12 right now, and the max gust of the day was 15 knots. Unlimited class tomorrow is going to be bonkers. I don't even know how else to say it. Over in the chat, brother Timothy Clark asking if we'll be at Oshkosh. Yes, both Cam and I will be at Oshkosh. We'll at the wrap of the broadcast, we'll walk you through where you can find us up there next week. All right.
What did we just see? That was insane. That was another one where just the mains came off the ground before the tail wheel like even moved like 20 degrees.
Pat McIntyre. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Dialed it in.
All right. So Nathan with 45 feet on his takeoff. Pat McIntyre 68 feet. All right, Ronnie Sander.
Definitely sounds like they get right up against the limiter right there. Like it is pushing.
Trying to see if that 45 feet is the shortest takeoff we have for the day. And it looks like it's tied with Mike Babcock's takeoff. So it is the two shortest takeoffs from the day. And I said that, and now it's been corrected because Ronnie Sainer was 41 feet.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that is absolutely insane.
41 feet. So I haven't said it yet. I don't even know what to do with that.
Yeah, that
looked like it might have been sub 50 feet too. Everyone except Pat McIntyre has taken off Yep, there it is. 47 feet for Jared Garrettson. Has taken off shorter than an F-14 Tomcat is long. It's 50 feet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
F-14 Tomcat's 50 feet long. So I don't know how to feel about this. It's just a lot. We have 5 unlimited competitors. Here comes Nathan. Oh, man, that was... I heard someone yell perfect. I agree.
Yeah.
He maybe could have even stopped it shorter.
Never seen a super... I know it's modified, but I've never seen a Super Cruiser perform like this.
No, he's up into 3rd now in practice. Pat McIntyre just dropped down like that shot in Top Gun where the F-14 Tomcat drops into camera. He just dropped down like that's so epic.
Oh, yeah.
Now here he comes. A little bit of power. Cutting the power. Oh, burst of power. I'm not sure he needed that power. Yeah, he did not like that. He didn't feel like he needed that power.
Yeah, he's not even stopping.
Added a little.
Still would have been a great number.
No, it would have been a wonderful number, but it's practice. So Pat's best now, wrapping it up, is going to be 183. Nathan Rehawk's number is going to be 141. Here comes Ronnie, who he's already having to work a lot of thrust. Kind of fell out from under him there. There we go. There we go. Lower. Nailed it.
Yeah. 54 feet on that landing. So 95 combined total.
I can't relate.
Is that the number? Is that the number for the day? 95?
95? Is that the shortest?
Jeez.
Did Babcock do less than that?
Let's see.
Hal Stockman now. Ooh, scratch. They're calling a scratch for Hal Stockman on that 3rd run.
Yeah, Mike did 81.
81? Yeah. I feel like at the time we were just like...
Yeah, we must have...
I mean, it was... No, because it was the landing. That landing was insane.
Yeah.
Right? And we were like, whoa, he really sent it hard on that one. And like 81, I guess... Wow.
Phew. Okay.
We could still see shorter than 81 in practice today with this guy. His feet are working.
Yeah, and the wind has just picked up, so.
And it could hit that line right in time.
Yeah.
Will he notice it? Yep. Oh, nose so high. So high. What?
Oh.
What? We're almost only just a plane length beyond the line. That was almost like Dan Reynolds-ish.
Yeah.
What is that number? They're going frame by frame. Oh! Scratch.
No.
On that last one for Jared Garrettson. But it was 37 feet. 84 feet is what it would have been if he wouldn't have touched the line. Stupid short. Folks, if that doesn't gear you up to come by Hartford, Wisconsin tomorrow or to tune in.
Seriously.
For National STOL tomorrow, I don't know what will. I mean, unlimited class. All the classes are super hardcore, but today especially, what a day. We've had adventure. We've had misadventure. We had some short landings. It has been absolutely just incredible, and we hope you join us tomorrow, folks. We have to wrap things up by talking about our sponsors one last time. Our friends at Clemens Insurance, Behringer Aero, Flying Eyes Optics, there we go, Clemens, Legend Aircraft, ICOM, Lift Aviation, Moza Flight, iFly EFB by Adventure Pilot, Garrettson Aviation, Badlands STOL, EarthX Batteries, Tundra Tailwheels, Sarasota Avionics, and Red rad tag. It is rad. Red tag art. What a day, Cam.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
I'm excited for tomorrow, too. Folks, if you want to check us out, nationalstol.com/chat/fans/vote.
Yep.
And, tune in tomorrow. Sodbusters STOL 2026. It's going to be bonkers.
We'll see you then.